Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Northern Arena. Stream with Vensley and Lawners getting ready to start off the finals between Counterlogic Gaming and Complexity. Big matchup here. What we expected, maybe? I think you expected Splice to be atop of the group.
Splice Nexus final?
Yeah, that actually would have been awesome. But at the end of the day, it's with the teams that we expected that would make it on top for both of these groups. So CLG being undefeated in Group A, Complexity being undefeated in Group B. Both of these teams actually losing one map against their opponents in this best out of three semifinals. But now they're going head-to-head here in the grand finals for a chance of $10,000 for first place.
It is pretty interesting. It is pretty interesting. I actually have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
CLG and Complexity. I feel like CLG have shown less flaws.
And the thing that's going to change a little bit for CLG at the same time, though, because if you're looking at the odds on CSGO Lounge, it still favors CLG. 64% versus 36% for Complexity. But today, they actually have Hayes that's coming in to come back into the main roster.
Best six-man world. He's actually starting. But that's right. Yeah, Little Man got them through yesterday.
Yep.
And now they have Hayes.
They actually used him,
step up.
And they used him for that best out of three against Splice as well.
And he didn't play badly.
Nope.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Mm-hmm.
But team cohesion, team chemistry, the intangibles.
Yeah. And you have the main five-man roster that's been around for at least a year and a half. Now Hayes is back into the roster where he was yesterday. Actually, why we missed him was he was at a wedding. Actually, we saw him yesterday night when we left, so we were here till about 3 in the morning. I think we finished at 3 in the morning Eastern Standard Time yesterday. Stepped out. I saw the CLG guys looking for some food. And then Hayes was there in like this nice, beautiful red, silky / satin dress shirt.
Hayes?
And and then black dress pants because he just literally flew in from his wedding.
Congratulations to Hayes.
Well, he didn't get married. He just went to a wedding.
Who knows what he did at that wedding?
But he looks so good, especially with his man bun. He kind of looked like a Spanish dancer. I wanted to salsa with him. But now he's going to be back in the roster with CLG, and this adds a lot of firepower to the team. On the other hand, Complexity, though, we've seen their matchup against... Who did it just play?
They just played Nexus.
And they're actually on point in terms of their all-out raw fragging. They maybe lost the second map there on Cobble, but at the end of the day, they still showed a lot of firepower on Inferno and as well on Cash.
Warden did a really good job. He got entries. I think he did his part. He called. CLG haven't actually... I'm getting laughed at.
It's hard to keep a serious face when I'm looking at you. You just seem so cheery. I like it.
Typically, Warden doesn't call. He helps them build their strategies, but he's an out-of-game coach.
Yes, but he's still going to be in the matches with the team, though.
What I'm implying is that in their regular season matches versus CLG, are they going to get that CLG? Or, excuse me, are CLG going to get that Cole? Or are they going to get a new hands-on Warden-based Cole?
I see. So we're adding a little bit more into Warden's hands because before he only had to focus on calling. Now he's going to have to call and frag, but so far this weekend, he's had no issues. He's super happy to be back in the game and to be playing. He got what he wanted.
He got what he wanted.
Yeah. He's married.
He's
got
man.
Great support from his team so far.
Support.
Semphis has been on point.
Semphis on point.
Tim as well has done his part.
Jet Li
in terms of retakes towards sites.
Yeah.
So I mean everybody's doing their part for Complexity side. I still think it's going to be at this point, even though they're a little bit skewed on CSGO Lounge, I'd probably call it a 50-50 in terms of who's going to be able to take this.
Call it a 50-50.
It all depends to see what the map rotation is going to be.
Yeah, it will come down to maps, won't it? I mean, yeah, that's actually the difference. If we have...
Why are you repeating everything I'm saying?
Just that you're blowing my mind every time. I didn't consider that. I mean, okay, maybe CLG have an advantage right out the gate, but if the maps go in the favor of Cole, no reason Cole should lose.
And this ideal situation, because they've now, that it's best out of three, the veto process is a little bit different. Each team gets to choose a map now.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Do we have bans first, or do we have picks first?
We have bans first, so it's ban, pick, ban, last one, tiebreaker.
Okay. Ban, pick. It will come heavily down to the veto.
I'm going to figure it out because apparently I got texted what the mount rotation is. What do you think what it is?
You want me to guess?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that CLG,
Ban what?
they banned Inferno
Why?
because they don't play it that much.
Okay. That's correct. Complexity, what do they ban?
They banned Train.
You know what's funny? We talked about it before, and we had to chat with Warner as well. Train is like their favorite map.
Oh, yeah, they felt confident, but they lost it, right?
They still want it.
Oh, they still won. Oh, yeah, Splice 16-12. Excuse me. I thought Splice still won that map.
So what do you think Complexity would ban if Train's their favorite map?
100% Dust 2.
It's Overpass.
Yes.
Yes. So Complexity ban Overpass. CLG would then pick.
CLG would then pick Cash. Would then pick Mirage.
Yes. You're just going down the list. You're just eliminating. No. So let's just go with it. CLG ban Inferno. Complexity ban Overpass. CLG pick Mirage. Complexity pick Train.
Exactly.
Two other bans came through. CLG banning Cash. Complexity banning Cobble because they actually just lost to a Pug on Cobble.
Salty.
When CLG is actually very strong on Cobble with the way, at least from what we've witnessed towards the past 2 days of how CLG played. Especially with FNS with that Mag 7, he was unstoppable, right?
He went hard. 31 and 10 or
Something like that. He at least dropped the 3-bomb.
He farmed.
And then third map is going to be Dust 2. So now that you think that CLG has banned Dust 2, we might possibly see a third map on Dust 2. Give me your thoughts.
Potential on the third map of Dust 2. So, give me it again.
Do you think it's a weakness right now for CLG if we're going to possibly see a third map on Dust 2?
They did beat Splice on Dust 2,
Yeah.
which was Splice's map pick.
Mhm.
It was like really dominant too. It was like a 16-7.
Mhm.
I think they feel confident. I think they have the tools to do it. I feel like they go up against pretty good teams on Dust 2. They're really
Yeah.
good at the
Sorry.
most fundamental maps.
By the way, Anxiety D&B, I'm actually very old school. 12 years ago in CS end of 1.5, early 1.6, that's when I started. 3-bomb was 30 kills.
Yeah.
Each bomb was 10. But I guess I'll adapt to today's world. I'm too washed up. I'm too old. Everybody's newer. 18, 19, average age playing CS now. Let's call it a 30-bomb then.
Okay.
So back to what you were saying.
What was I saying?
We were talking about CLG's chances on Dust 2 if we were to see the third map. They played against Splice. Splice's pick, 16-7, I think was the final score you mentioned.
The most simple maps, CLG play a lot. They play a lot of Cash. They play a lot of Mirage. They play a lot of Dust 2. Of those three, I'd say Dust 2 is one of their least favorite to play. Maybe versus Complexity, they feel differently. They do play a lot of international teams on these maps, so the statistics might be skewed as well. One of the more Tier 1 international teams in North America. I think right out the gate, we recognize that about CLG. But is that map up in the air? Yeah, I think it is a little bit up in the air.
And when we're looking at...
It's a tough call. I think it's going to be a 2-1.
You think it's going to be a 2-1 for CLG or for Complexity?
I think it's going to be a 2-1 for CLG.
I'm going to go against you this time. I'm going to go for Complexity. I mean, they've been hot. We just looked at the last match they played against Nexus. Of course, it's against CLG. It's a lot different. But they've been so confident in the way that they're playing aggressively. Do you think now that it's actually a top North American team, CLG might be changing their... Complexity might be changing their play style to be a little bit less aggressive, as we've seen, for example, at Inferno? Of course, it's...
If they're changing it, they're not changing it mid-tournament.
Okay.
I'll say that much. It's too much of a risk, right? Maybe this doesn't work, but this unknown territory in the grand final of a tournament we just played for 2 days can't go back to the books yet.
Well, if you guys are unfamiliar with the Northern America tournament, this is the Northern Arena tournament. This is actually the first time that we're running this event here in Canada. So yes, we did have a little bit of delays in the first day in terms of like 3-4 hour delay. But I think since then, everything has been pretty smooth. They're scheduled to play at around 12:30. It is 12:30 now, so it should be going live very soon as we get the information on the server to get in and start that matchup there.
Press 1 for CLG, 2 for
Columbus?
Complexity, 3 if you love your mother, 4 if you want to drop.
And 5?
What? What's 5?
Casters. No? Okay, let's just keep it at 1 to 4. No, so the Northern America format, or North America, I just said it again. Northern Arena format. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a long 2 days. But Northern Arena format, what we had were group plays. It was round robins, first 1 to 16. Every win was basically a 3-point for the group play. We actually had CLG that came on top with 3-0. And then you had Splice that had a 2-1 record, of course, losing to CLG, but defeating Ace Gaming and 3s Up. On the other side, Complexity also went 3-0. Method and Nexus were both at 1-1, and then they had a decisive match to see who was going to move forward. And unfortunately, even though Method actually picked up Shroud as their stand-in, they didn't make it out of groups.
They
What
shit
do
the
you guys
bed.
say about that?
They shit the bed.
Yeah?
I don't think they're definitely really unhappy. Obviously, the last match, or actually it was a best of 1 that they lost this play, 16-14. Super close, but it was up they were up 14-11
Yes.
on CT side of this map that we're on right now. No excuses.
And that's
That's
the
a
real
rough loss.
definition of of not really throwing it, but choking it at some point. Right?
Yeah.
Richard
I'm
Lewis
sure they
style.
would call that.
I'm just kidding. Richard knows I love him. You just want to leave it at that? Let's change the subject.
Yeah.
Mirage is going to be the first map now. So we mentioned it, and we talked a little bit about Dust 2. Maybe we'll see that third map. We're both calling it 2-1. But what has to happen here for Complexity to be able to overtake a map that favorizes CLG because of their map pick?
I think Sempus' best op map is Train. I've seen him like hit some shots on Train.
Okay.
But that being said, he's still a really good opper. He actually is. He's been known to like have a rifle and just like hybrid when he used to play for Cloud9. But when he picked up the op for a little bit when they decided he was gonna op, Sean was gonna rifle because I don't know, maybe opping and IGLing was too difficult or didn't make a lot of sense. He hit some shots. He's going to have impact with the op. Mirage of all maps gives you so many options on both T and CT side. On CT side, you have so many places where you can open up the round with an op. That's apps. You can go for the A-ramp pick. You can go for the connector mid pick. You can go for the window mid pick. You can go for the cat push mid pick. You can go for the B-apps pick. You can jump underpass and get a pick. There's literally that many viable options to open up the round with an op on CT side. And so on T side, in reaction, if you have the best spawn, you're not getting to window first, but if you have a better spawn than them, you might want to go out mid dry. You could go connect, or you could go apps and wait for them to push apps. All of these places where you would put an op as a CT, you could put them as a T, and that's what makes it very viable for a terrorist as well. Typically, you don't want to lose an opening pick to a T side op, but because there's so many great ways for CTs to aggress, maybe you catch a CT with an op, taking a bad spawn to push somewhere where you're going to be waiting for them.
So CLG Blue will win this knife round against Complexity. I'm assuming they're going to stay. And we can finally kick off the grand finals between CLG Gaming and COL. Launders, I forgot. What's your Twitter handle?
You didn't forget.
At Vansili.
At Vansili.
So now we're going to figure it out. If
And
they're
what's
go-
yours?
At CSBOXR. Launders.
Tweet me feet pics.
So we're about to do this live on 3. The pistol round as Complexity will stay on the T side. Naturally. It is composed of Roka, Warden, Semphis, Sanks, and Automatic. While for CLG Blue, we have JDM, Tarek, Cutler, Hayes, and FNS. With looking at the beginning of this round, we have a stack more towards a B bomb site. So they're going to have to play retake towards A. But everybody from Complexity are setting up for an A push with these two smokes. So again, they're missing that third smoke possibly for jungle. Unless they're smoking the jungle instead of the stairs. Nope, it's going to be stairs and jungle, leaving CT spawn open. They're going to try to plant towards that middle of the site, so they're going to have to try to overpower the CT defense. Yeah, there you go. It's planted for A-Ram. So this is perfect smokes right now in the way that they're set up. Color never saw anybody, and they were able to position themselves towards Firebox. So there's actually not much information given for CLG so far. So they're going to have to play the retake and go for gunfights and go in blindedly. Automatic with another one, but retaliated by JDM through the connector. The retake is unreal right now because it means that it's not working. Color was stuck inside CT spawn, is now the last man inside CT spawn, and Complexity wins it in an easy fashion with 4 guys still alive.
Sometimes you have to trust yourself to retake. In that situation, they didn't come close. But that's what it looks like when you do pull off that retake. Ideally, you have your person in CT, get a one-shot and a player coming up ramp, and then it's a 5v4 retake. You have a kit. Hayes and Cutler have a smoke each. You can smoke off the most difficult choke points that you need to flush people out of there. Those are apps and A ramp, and then you can kill everyone on the site. You have USPs. It's technically a better pistol, and that's why people play retake on A. Fortunately for them, and fortunately for Cole, they were able to push farther and continue to press the man advantage while having the bomb down in the afterplan situation.
Hayes had a great lineup for a second kill. If he was able to get at a fraction of a second more to get that second bullet out there for that 5-7, but at the end of the day, it is going to be a 3 versus 3 situation, but already the huge rotation from CLG, 2 guys inside CT spawn, and we're going to cover that out with that smoke. It should give the advantage for the plant now at the default spot. The boost doesn't seem to be working so far. Finally, it does. Oh, but he falls off and he's spotted, so they know that there's actually 2 guys inside CT spawn. They could focus on that if Finesse falls down with that AK picked up. But they actually still haven't planted yet. So both smokes have actually dissipated, and now they're going to have to run in. Well, they do have a third smoke with Warden, but they're not using it yet. They're just pushing towards CT spawn, and they just get pistol whipped.
We saw the decisiveness there in the 2v3. They're like, all right, we need to start getting kills because our smokes are gone. As you mentioned, they dissipated. And the only way to get the bomb down is if you have a choke point secured. That means you either have to push CT or you have to have jungle connector control, or you know that 2 people are rotating through CT, and they knew none of those things. So they knew that because people were either in CT and connector alive and well, that they had to deal with them, and they couldn't.
They should have went for that smoke. I mean, Warden had 1 left. He should have re-smoked that CT spawn and focused on that connector side, trying to clear out the site. Because that boost, for sure, they knew that 2 guys were in there. But it just left it open and the easier crossfire. But the retaliation comes in from Semphis with a Deagle long range on to Tariq as he dropped Warden at the beginning of the round. Scouts coming through as well from JDM, but they will get a bomb plant. They're pushing through towards the window side, and JDM is going to work with his teammate, FNS, and they will come in for the defuse, but they got the bomb plant for COL side, so the money is coming back.
So much momentum stolen in a big way. They got a single kill in that round. They got the bomb down, however. That's going to allow them to salvage their income. As we see, they have got themselves a buy off of that plant. I think this will be no surprise to CLG, who are hanging on to a Galil, a Famus, but have an op. Overall, I'd say the buys are pretty even.
Oh, yeah.
JDM, however, because he has this op and because Cole have very low utility, it's going to be hard for them to neutralize him.
Even if I'm not mistaken, that AWP is actually playing towards CT spawn instead of middle. They actually had 3 guys push and cover at mid first for CLG, expecting some sort of push there.
And see what that gives them? Peace of mind.
But
they know all of middle's fine. They know they're not in for a connector split. Maybe it's a full A, maybe it's a walk B, but they know mid is good.
Yeah, but they're still holding that mid side while COL are actually set up for smokes again towards the A side. If they smoke everything right now and execute, there's really only JDM that's already going to be covered by a smoke, so they could actually walk in a lot faster for Complexity. Here comes the call, but the smoke hasn't bloomed yet, and JDM is able to get the pick on Roka just before. But we're retaliating with the mollies, and actually they never really smoked towards the CT spawn. They actually smoked towards the site instead, and JDM being on the ticket booth was able to just take them down easily. I wonder if it was missed smokes. Kind of strange. But at the end of the day, it's a 2 versus 1. Still a winnable round here for Automatic. But Cutler is just going to hold his angle, and there's only 1 flash left in the hands of Automatic to get something done. Cutler peeks out and gets the kill, and it's going to be 3-1.
Now, it's not uncommon to leave CT unsmoked. That's not uncommon. Take control of it. and then you have a round. If they assume JDM is playing window. If they knew
Yeah.
it was CT, they would 100% smoked him.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But missing a stair smoke, I mean, it's not the easiest smoke in the game or anything.
But it should be pretty standard at this caliber.
No, it is easiest smoke in the game. It's
Oh.
like the easiest lineup ever. You have so much margin forever. I don't even know how you miss a stair smoke.
Shots fired. NA smokes. JDM getting the opening kill. This time he's inside the window. He spots and connects onto Automatic. Then connects onto Semphis. Deagle picked up by Sanks. They rotate back towards the A site, and JDM is watching Palace. There's only one guy lurking there. It's going to be Roka, I think, but he could still get that kill. No, he's just going to go back towards the window side. Warden creeping up. Oh, sees the barrel of the gun. Gets the kill. And is looking for that aggressive push on Catwalk, but nothing there. Spots one on the staircase, so he knows that crossfire is happening very soon. Cutler, meanwhile, dropping Roka that was lurking towards the hallway. And that double stack on Catwalk was just too much for Complexity to move more than Playmaker or Chair at the connector side.
I think Semphis said the only problems that Cole have are ones that they bring upon themselves. You know, they don't feel like talent is a problem with them, but that, you know, if they mess up like an execution, for example, that it's because they mess up the execution that they lost around. You know, that they don't feel like it's a matter of who they're playing with, but how they're playing with their people, or how these people are playing. And here we have CLG going out for mid control once again. And again, every time you can get mid control as a CT, you're really golden. I mean, Cutler's going to have to take a fight here. He's kind of out in the open, but at the same time, he has someone watching his back for underpass. Yeah, he has someone watching top mid as well with him. And Warden, oh, going to get caught off guard. Takes just about 60 damage and will fall off. But that is going to really discourage him from wanting to come out mid again.
The thing is, that setup that they had, that three-man stack towards mid, is still going to be nothing but rifles. That was actually FNS inside the window. So that means they probably still have the Opper JDM inside CT spawn. But as soon as they spot Warden, they back off actually for Complexity. And they're playing passively inside the site. Now 3 guys are stacked inside A. And they're trying to see if that call's going to come through. But Semphis was lurking up towards that connector, gets the op kill. And Sanks as well. They're slowly clearing out the A site. There's only one more remaining as Automatic takes him down. So it's a 5 versus 2 with one lurking. It's going to be Roka. And the crossfire is real right now for FNS and his teammate. FNS is able to take him down. So knowing that they're inside B, Complexity are now already on the hunt. So we will see a 4-2 score time for CLG Blue still.
Warden was ready to take that fight at top mid. Came back for it.
Yeah.
Said, you want some?
Yeah.
And saw no one there. Mid was like wide open. Semphis came through underpass with that op. To be fair, he had that op in underpass. If someone was just peeking him passively, he probably would have got that kill. But CLG forfeited mid control after doing 60 damage. I mean, they didn't get a kill. They didn't make it 5v4. And they didn't actually secure anything. They actually retreated back into the site and allowed themselves to have to succumb to a connector split.
Wow, they still made it really expensive, though, for Complexity at the end of the day. Even though it was a 5-2, they lost 4 rifles trying to hunt down the last 2 remaining members of CLG Blue. So now they're going to be dropping weapons. They don't have enough utilities as well to work towards the site. And meanwhile, CLG Blue, by actually getting the first 3 rounds, or the following 3 rounds, still have enough money to buy. So this could actually break Complexity one more time if they actually lose this. But Automatic creeps down the ladder towards that balcony, gets the kill, and Semphis takes down the Opper on a CLG side. So this is huge right now for Complexity as a drop-in comes through from Roka onto the staircase. A trade-off, and FNS is last man standing.
That was actually super nice from Tim to come out of apps like that. I mean, they were just going to walk up A ramp and play contact, and it was the perfect time to do it. There was nobody in CT, and that was a super high risk. I guess they knew that there wasn't going to be an op if CLG opted to buy one more time, since Cole just won that round, and they were right. I mean, that was a great time to walk up A ramp. They did it, and they connected. There was one person there. He went down without even being able to shoot a bullet. Caught him completely off guard.
Now FNS, they know he's there. He's smoked it out, and he's going to hide towards the left side. Should be open enough for him to be able to save that AK. But the rest of his team, they can maybe go for a double drop if they want to, but I think they'll play it safe. Salvage that rifle that was kept behind by FNS, and the rest of them will have pistols.
They got called out for going for early mid control. Like, fully.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. So they saved the AK. They're still going to go for a partial buy as Tarik's going to go for a scout, but there you go. You don't see any kits. You don't see any rifles for the rest of the guys. It's just pistols, and Sanks gets the opener. And we missed 4 kills. While Warden is watching flank. Tarik last man standing and taken down by Semphis.
Blink of an eye.
I'm assuming from what happened there, since it died so quick, Automatic had an entry pick probably, and then the rest of them tried to rush towards that A side.
I noticed Farouk, PETA,
Yes.
sitting behind them. Is all his help in prep, or is he doing anything live? Did he do anything live for NIP?
I'm pretty sure he did. It's just discussions that they have, right, with the in-game leader, whoever was calling usually for NIP as well, whether it be exists, get right at that point. Farouk was definitely there as a support in terms of the discussions. But now it's a 4-on-3 situation in favor of CLG Blue. Sanks is actually creeping up towards this A ramp. He's going to go head-to-head, get the headshot onto Hayes, but he's dinked himself, so he's low, but he manages to get the second dink onto Cutler. So the A side is now open. JDM whiffing the shot towards the jungle side, so they know that the Opera's there. Bomb plan is going to come in easily. And will that kill him? Too far behind.
Wow.
And they're still going to maybe try to go for exits at least, unless they're able to get at least 1 kill. You'll see that retake.
Sanks with that world-class recoil control, getting that second frag. That was huge.
So they do get the nade kill. This spam comes across. It's a 1 versus 1. Warden hiding behind the firebox. FNS does not have a kit, so he has to push in and try to get the kill, and Warden plays it smarter, holds that angle, gets the frag, and Complexity is in the lead.
Wow, they do steal it back. I mean, Sanks getting the opening 2 frags meant that round probably shouldn't have been close, but at the same time, that was right after JDM got 2 of his own. So it was a 3v3. It was a high-impact round. JDM missed a crucial shot, though, after that, and that's kind of the only thing you remember. Because he gets those 2 kills, but then he misses the easy one on the player crossing.
And I would have put it at a 2-on-2 situation, a little bit easier for them to retake for sure.
That was like a I'm looking at radar moment. Really unfortunate. I mean, there's just no way he's too slow to miss that shot, but he probably wasn't paying attention at that moment. Maybe he didn't think someone was going to cross that as it happened and got punished for it. Wow, Semphis full blind A ramp, but covered perfectly by Sanks.
Oh,
wow.
Sanks is doing good there with those burst shots.
Insane
connecting
rifler.
with the headshot. Then Hayes,
whoa!
doing the same thing. Headshot, then a 1D onto Warden, and it's a 3 versus 2 so far. No armor being purchased, so it's a pretty decent pistol buy for CLG so far.
Man, his deagle was still...
Whoa! Make that 3, ladies and gentlemen. And now he
Young
picks
Hayes.
up the AK-47. Welcome. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Hayes.
Welcome back from your wedding. Just kidding, you didn't get married, but you came back from a wedding. You get a 3K. You show that you can make a difference. Bomb is now planted. He's finally taken down, but this is such an expensive round for Complexity. Because they lose 3 guys,
Because of Hayes.
and they lose an AK-47.
They don't lose hope.
They don't, because they're in the lead now by 2 points.
Yep, by 2 points. So it's still really on CLG to prove they can do it. And it seemed like CLG had a way with Mirage up until the point that Cole were able to win a couple of rifle rounds. And suddenly it's just become 4 rounds. And now CLG have to find a way to reinvent themselves. Will they go for early mid control again? Then they're susceptible to A ramp walk-up. Do Complexity want to do that again? Contact A? Do they have the spawn for it? Do they expect an op? They should.
I love this hype from you, Wonders.
I appreciate that.
So Roka's going to be at the point. He's going to try, hopefully, to catch somebody off guard, but that incendiary grenade from the CT side will definitely hold him in his steps while the rest of the guys are working towards this middle area. So we might see an underpass trying to connect and take control of this mid, especially now that the upper B is smoked out. They really want to try to get an entry up towards connector or the catwalk. So it's going to be automatic at the point. The smoke dissipates as Roka peeks out and gets the kill to Tarik, though, so that changes things actually for Complexity. The bomb is already making his way out towards his B bomb site. The liner comes through, but the spray does not connect for Finesse. And Automatic is still lurking around. At this point, it's a 5-on-3. So Automatic is now taking the role of that lurker up at connector.
What Complexity have right now is confidence on all sides of the map. They're able to take late mid control. They're able to take walk up A. They're able to hit B off a split, off of no information. Just walk in and get the entry. Their entries have been on point. Sangsington, Warden, Roka, Automatic. I feel like they've all gotten entries.
And this is still getting expensive again. I mean, they're going for the chase and they're losing guns as they're hunting him down.
That's true. They have less players alive right now than CLG. Overall, it's a round loss, a round eaten, but you don't have to think about the economy for next round. Obviously, CLG are buying. The thing is that was a really nice round for Complexity to get into the site. They didn't want to let CLG save because they think, all right, if it's a buy save situation. If we win this round and we kill them all, then they're saving next round. That's a 2-for-1. Worth the chase. They ran the risk and now they have to go up against 2 ops. Oh, doesn't matter. What a shot.
It doesn't matter. Sangs gets the first kill onto JDM, but retaliated back from a nade of Cutler. So it's nearly 4 versus 4. Tarek is going to recycle that AWP. Could still be a definite alternate opper for Counterlogic Gaming. He's going to refocus back and really not move his position. He's just going to stay towards that A site and support his teammate where JDM has fallen behind. They actually leave middle open, so they have full control now for Cole. And they could decide to go towards either A or B, but no matter what site that they're going to walk into, there's going to be a 2-man stack.
Tarek now with the op. Can hold down the other side if that's where he is. Hayes actually picks up JDM's op, and it looks like Warden will go down. Cutler has the bomb now, and will take down Roka A ramp, leaving Automatic all to himself. FNS cleans them up. 4 alive for CLG. A quiet victory. Didn't see an execute, a walk up A ramp, a walk out of Palace, a walk into connector, all shut down. This 2-op setup could be fruitful. The most rounds they can get is 8. It's not a fantastic half. They still have 3 to go. Complexity could still get 10. It's a lot of things to think about.
Oh, definitely. So let's see what happens with that. JDM does get the opening kill onto Semphis as Automatic is looking to lurk through this smoke. There's 2 guys just under him. Gets an opening shot onto JDM. Looks under, could not connect onto Hayes though. But Cutler is still close towards this A ramp. Job is not done yet though for Complexity.
It's like an entry 5 rounds in a row. Like on any side of the map. Sangs walking up A ramp twice. Once getting 2 frags. Automatic walking out of apps twice.
Yeah, they're trying to go for this mid control and then split into A. So they're gonna have to smoke towards that catwalk. They are re-smoking window. Nice shot by Roka, but I don't think they smoked that cat. So this gives a chance for Warden to lurk out. He hears the footsteps from Cutler, so he's aiming straight towards that A ramp. He does get the kill. Oh, no, that's Roka onto FNS, sorry. And then Tarek opts him to support his teammate Cutler. So at least the audibles will be called, and we know where the last 2 guys of CLG are. Smoke out CT spawn. There's not enough time, or not a lot of time left on the clock. Cutler manages to take down Sangson. That's going to leave Roka with the up. Misses the shot. Thankfully, he runs into smoke, and Tarek going for the quickscope with 1 HP remaining. And that should have been the round, but saved by Tarek, thankfully.
Pretty good round overall. We had Roka come up A ramp. We had actually Complexity started off 5v4. That player got traded out, however, 4v4. Then we had Roka come up and kill Hayes that triple, who was waiting for him to make it 4v3, and CLG win with 2 players alive. The thing is that they can take all this momentum and only end up with 8 rounds.
And now Complexity is back on a save. So they only have a small armor for Sangs. He does have a deagle, but they have no nades to work with, so they're just going to have to run through. Tarek getting the op kill onto Warden from the CT spawn, gets a second one onto Automatic. Deagle does not come in fruition. And Tarek with another one,
4
AWP.
Kills. Huge 4K with that op. Maybe I should say huge. It was an eco round, but everybody that he kills is maybe a teammate saved.
It was still a big 5-man push though, right? So he had
eco
to
rounds have a 1, you're right.
You whiff one, and you put your
one,
team at a disadvantage because everybody's going to be close range.
So many times. You miss that first shot, site is swarmed, all your teammates are dead. So Nightmare relived.
double up setup here for CLG, and 2 of them die simultaneously, thankfully, from Finesse. Finesse was on that flank coming in from the underpass, switches to the CZ to get a third, and this is looking to be CLG's win for the half. But at the end of the day, 7 rounds for Complexity on T side, not too shabby.
Like, considering how dominant this round is, last round of the half, CLG want another round. They want another CT round. If it were to go into a 16th round here, Complexity would be saving, right? CLG have, in these last 3 rounds, shown that they can have really dominant CT rounds. They've done it in a row. They've done it versus many setups. They've done it versus an AWP. They've done it 4v5. But now, they don't really get the full benefit of winning these rounds as decisively as they are. Like, they're just going to go into the next half with their pistols and have to do it from T side 8-7. It's not as bad as it sounds. I'm making it sound pretty bad. It's just not as good as it could be.
Yeah. FNS getting actually a 4 kill at the end of the half as well. His aggressive flank or his aggressive push overall to catch them off guard at the underpass and nobody there to really watch it. Great round there for FNS to come back and help the team win this half. But still, they only have 8 rounds of CT side. This is CLG's map choice, though. What would it look like for them on T side? Do you think they struggle a little bit more, or is this being the favorite map for CLG?
I don't think so necessarily, but like there's the thing about like you get the pistol and then you get the first rifle round and then you have 5 rounds in a row, right? And then it's 13-7. They have 8. Yeah, it's 13-7.
Yeah.
And then it does. And then it's just 1 more round. You're 1 away from match point. Like it can be that quick, but they have to do them in succession and they have to do it starting from the pistol. Otherwise, it's a hard road back.
This is going to have to be important for Warden how they're going to call it on the pistol, though.
But it's so easy to break the money of the CTs. Much easier for the terrorists to do it, and that's why we see Mass be CT-sided.
Full 5-man push right now for CLG, but that incendiary grenade is going to hurt 2 of them. They're going to drop in. JDM getting the first kill into Warden, and JDM still going to work as the raid boss. That's already 2 down. Now he's going to try to say it. It has to be all on Warden and how he's going to call this pistol. Because if there's going to be a 5-man push that we usually see on Mirage, it's very hard to hold on pistols. Usually would have to gamble to say we should stack it or not. He decided not to. They lost 2 players. Bomb is now planted. Roka is gooshed.
Now Cephas sees a couple players here. Very low, holding these corners, waiting for trades. Roka getting a kill, and now it's a 2v2. We have one in Apps, one on Cat. He's not in the best spot. Can't actually defend the bomb from here. Finesse gets hurt in Apps. Cephas is going to have to hit the jumping shot of his life to kill.
They have no kit, though.
Tarek gets a frag, and that's it.
At least they get all 5 of them down, but the bomb is going to go off, and it's going to be 8-8 overall. He thought maybe he had a chance.
Yeah. They just delayed long enough. You see that retake? What was that, like 2v5?
Yeah.
I mean,
2v5 to a 2v0. Of course, the bomb went off, but still, it's
that's a 0 RWS round, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, it still is.
And the impact even from killing, players on the pistol is you get a little bit of money, right? At least there's that. Like, they have money for scouts, flashes, and stuff like that for their buy. It makes this buy a little bit nicer. Like, Cephas actually has armor, like half armor with his scout. That's something.
And at the end of the day, even though that they lost all of their players for CLG, it was still smarter because they had the time in their favor. They just wanted to play Ring Around the Rosie. They had this bomb blow up. Doesn't matter how much they spent. They just wanted to get the round. So they went for the Tech 9 drops. They went for the armor on the first round. Gives them enough for a bomb plant. And then also by getting that bomb plant, they have enough for SMGs, an AK, a scout. But the full bag also comes in for Complexity. As you do have a glass cannon scout, actually, for Roka. And a double scout setup, actually, interestingly enough, for Complexity. 1 tagged. 1 down. Pushing through, he tags another one. Roka is on fire with this scout. Meanwhile, though, it is still a 1-man advantage. That should have connected. The no-scope does not work. Cephas gets the headshot onto JDM. Sees another one cross over. It's a 2 versus 2. Tarek actually has 4 HP. This is still winnable right now for Complexity. They don't have a kit, though, so they are going to have to work quick. And Cephas misses the jump. So that's going to make him lose about 10 seconds there on a rotation. They're going to go for possibly the double cat.
Oh, it looks like it's...
oh, my God.
Ultimately a save now. I mean, I don't know. I guess Automatic is just trying to catch a rotator here.
Okay, he just dropped to pick up the Galil.
He had it.
Oh, he had it?
Yeah, he had it.
Okay. I guess because they actually had no kits with
Yeah.
the time that was lost with Semphis missing that jump onto Catwalk.
Yeah, they had a moment there. So if Semphis hits that jump, then maybe they can come on Cat, get that kill immediately. Like, there's low HP on CLG. It's probably called. Scout tags were out. They did so much damage with the scouts.
Oh, yeah.
They made it a very close round. I mean, they wish they won that. It's shroud casting, yes.
So now you have Semphis and Automatic with the guns that were saved in rounds before. The rest of them have P250s, no armor. It's still pretty default right now, though. Utilize Warden playing that van side for the jump peaks. 3 guys set up inside the upper B halls for CLG with the bomb as well. So Warden will have to make the right call, but we're not overextending for CLG side yet. Now Warden's going to spot him. Here comes the push inside. We already have a rotation. I think there's 3 guys actually inside B, and Roka gets the opener. Pushing through is going to be JDM and Tarek, finally clearing it out, and the B side is open for business.
Wow, that's that third guy in the back getting killed by Tarek with that spray was very nice. Semphis and Automatic once again recycling their guns from last round. Not looking to do damage, looking to get kills. Going to be buying up next. CLG off to a proper start here.
Nothing more they could get out of that, but
I think CLG won, or CLG lost the first rifle round in the first half, or second, and someone told them to disband. Can you believe it?
Standard any Twitch chat.
Can you believe it?
I can, because it's Twitch chat. 11-7 is our score in favor of CLG. Cutler trying to move up now with this team to take mid control. They also once again have people towards the B hall, so they are focusing again on this B take. And Semphis, though, gets the opening on the Lurker up at the Palace. So this is going to be a great start for Complexity this round here. CLG trying to take control of this mid. They're going to smoke up towards that connector to try to hit that catwalk. But we still have one more posted up there. That is Sanks, if I'm not mistaken, through the eyes of Semphis. He does get the kill on to Cutler. Now as every smoke dissipates, it's going to be harder for them to hold. Hayes trying to go for that refrag after his teammate has fallen down behind him, but Automatic says no, gets the double kill with now FNS, the last man standing. He's going to try to repeat exactly what his teammate has done.
Tim looking really proficient with that rifle.
And Automatic just on point the way he's playing that connector for that round.
They shut him down, 5 alive. That's an economy builder. That's a team exercise, right? That's a team building exercise on that round. They were able to handle everything individually. They didn't have to use a lot of utility. They're able to just hit their shots every peak that came out. And CLG, you know, showed one of their cards by running into a default and trying to take those opening frags. They tried to pick them apart and got picked apart. This is turning into actually a round save for CLG. All that economic damage that Cole did shows in this round with the buys that we see from CLG. Sometimes you take those eco frags for granted, even if you don't win, or especially when you don't win. But you see the result, you know, it's kind of a tidal wave effect. You see that result on the round after a buy, after you lose, when you don't have any money left over.
So now they have set up for smokes. They have 3 smokes. What they could do right now is smoke that staircase, jungle, and CT spawn, or they could smoke closer. Oh, look at that peek by Roka, though, after that smoke. And JDM trying to run through it. Bomb carrier is now down. That's 1 smoke less as they weren't able to execute. So great timing by Complexity to actually counter-strat what they were attempting to do. With those 3 smokes, I was going to say they had 2 options for CLG. Try to smoke those 3 spots inside A and retake and take over, or just to smoke closer towards the site, just enough for them to run close and get the plant at the middle of the site. But at the end of the day, it's still Complexity holding this site so well.
Yeah, it's a really good one-way because that's a place where people line up a jungle smoke quite often. So if someone's going to do a full A and you throw that one-way smoke at A ramp, you can always kill that guy trying to throw a smoke jungle. Just completely ruins your plans. You see that they see the person throwing the smoke, they know it's going to be a full A hit, and that forces CLG, knowing that they don't have any other mid-control, to just execute a strat, which they ultimately know is going to fail. Huge informational play. But again, that was buying what they can that round because they didn't have a lot of money. CLG, even with the pistol, don't have a lot to show for it. Still aren't necessarily working from behind, have a 2-round lead. But here on this round, don't have the greatest of buys either. I mean, maybe spending a little bit too much money last round if it is the case that Cutler doesn't have enough money for a rifle, if Hayes doesn't have enough money for a better rifle, but maybe that money was displaced, maybe on another teammate.
Roka opener towards that A ramp again, pushes it and takes down Tarek. The rest of them are taking mid-control for CLG. This mix buy is not working except for now. JDM finally even things up, by dropping Sempis. And they're just going to slow down their roll just a little bit here for the T side and reassess now. Looks to be an A take. You do have mid falling back from upper B as well, so it's going to be possibly a 2 or 3-man push up A ramp and 1 lurking hallway.
So here we have, yeah, we got a smoke on JDM and Hayes. This is like, you could smoke off right side site right here, jungle and stairs, take connector. It'd be the perfect play for the way that Cole are set up right now because they have no one in CT. You could plan for CT, take control of it. JDM could push all the way up. 1 smoke comes up, 2 smoke comes up. Right side site is smoked out, and it's all going to be on Roka, who's actually in a pretty good spot.
He's done it before. He draws the bomb carrier, so the rotate's going to be real for COL this time. He re-peeks, but JDM waits with that op. Retaliated back by Automatic onto his teammate just behind him. Now there's just not enough time on that clock. It's dwindling down under 20 seconds as FNS evens it up on a 2 versus 2 off shot missed by Automatic, but now they force him out with that molly being thrown, and Sanks manages to get the kill, and that molly does not hurt him. JDM misses the quick scope, but at least he gets the plan. He gets the no scope. 1 versus 1, op versus op, and it's going to be JDM getting the no scope toward that clutch. 2 versus 1.
4K, the 1v2 on around that. Roka delayed long enough at Sandwich so that Tim could rotate all the way to CT with his op. He got in a good spot. He got a kill. He made that round really, really tense. And then CLG threw a great molly to flush him out. And JDM had 2 up-close no-scopes to end the round with. A 12th round on the board, a really crucial round. That was almost a round that would have left them in a tie if CLG had lost it.
Well, CLG Blue definitely showing that they do have a strong T side, thankfully for players who are able to step up. As now they're just trying to have complexity waste their utilities.
The full A is coming out. This is rough. We have Automatic ready to push
Roka's
the
in a good
smoke.
position though.
Oh, gets 2 kills for it too.
Now he's heading back towards Trip Box, but he still has support from Roka. He's going to push towards the Sandwich, gets a triple kill. Trying to go for a quad, and he will be able to do so. And just like that, they retaliate. And this could possibly, again, reset the economy of CLG.
Wow. Tim just put on a clinic.
Yeah.
Coming out the side of that smoke, getting
Gently.
that first kill, sneaky, pushing out wider, getting the second one, going to triple, killing Sandwich, and then coming around the left side of default and killing Apps. Just everybody in the site. And Tim hit him with 4 different angles. That's rough.
That's a great way to destroy morality, or morale, should I say,
Yeah.
after such a big clutch by
Absolutely,
JDM.
that's a morale killer.
Sorry, I'm French.
Uh-huh. Croissant?
Oui, oui. Non, mais c'était très bien ce qui est arrivé. Hein. JDM a eu les 4 kills au début.
Yes.
Et après ça, Automatique a dit non, je les arrête tout de suite.
Comme ci, comme ça.
12 to 10 is our score in favor of CLG on the save now. No armor. This is a map that COL is looking to win to upset CLG. This is the first map in the best out of 3 in the grand finals. And what a good way to start this series.
Automatic roaming now. Oh. He's playing very confidently, like, he's just making judgment calls here as to where he thinks something's going to happen. It looks like he's going to take initiative with this flash, but he actually will get punished. Just comes out a little bit too late as the smoke is dissipating. In Roka, though, ready to clean up, sitting in CT, a really good spot. Also gets 2 kills, doesn't take any damage, or maybe has a little bit. Wow, Cutler, though, answering back. 3v3 now. Site's taken. CT is actually wide open. They don't know this. The bomb is still at A ramp.
JDM has a great lurk position, but they're rotating through CT spawn. He's not going to be able to find anybody going through the vents, but he's going to be able to flank him. Sanks is actually at the connector. The bomb is now planted. They managed to get the kill on the trip box, but the flank is still real inside the CT spawn. He's going to go for that first kill, trying to get as close as possible. Now it's a 1 versus 1 at the default box, and Sanks will be able to take it, but this is a great save round there for CLG. 4 kills of plant, no armor. That hurts the economy of the counter-terrorist side.
Cutler really put on the pressure there from that 1v1. I mean, he could have delayed a little bit longer if he wanted to. He had to take the fight at some point from the right side of default, try to peek up on the stairs, kill Sanks. Sanks is strong, strafe shot him, and with a little bit more patience, I think Cutler could have pulled him off of the stairs. But I think he wanted to catch him at the perfect moment, where he was falling, couldn't do it, lost. Cole firing on all cylinders. CLG R2. I mean, everybody's hitting shots.
Here comes flashes for them to try to take this mid control, but they peeked a little bit too early. So there was a team flash, but they've taken control of top of mid for CLG now. Sempis trying to look towards the underpasses. They know that FNS is really good playing that area. Decides to fall back. Gonna stay calm just for a bit with a little bit of pre-fire from both sides, but still no face-to-face contact yet.
They still have a player on Cat and Connector, so they have passive eyes on mid. I mean, we got 2 players below them, but those aren't really great spots without smokes. You don't put a smoke on Cat, you're not getting up Connector. You don't put a smoke in Connector, you're not getting up Cat. And FNS spots one in window and gets spotted for it. Doesn't do enough damage to make it worthwhile. Doesn't actually do any.
Yeah, by not enough, it's 0. He wasted bullets. He fired blanks. But they're going to execute now towards this A side. 4 guys already at the A ramp. There's that first smoke for CT spawn.
Ask your doctor about Cialis.
Jungle and Staircase is also smoked out, but Roga playing close range, getting a trip kill. Finesse is now the last man standing with 20 seconds off of the clock. Automatic peeking out. And that is it. We're now to a tight game, 12-12. And things are looking good for Complexity.
That was a textbook round from CLG in the sense that they went out mid, they went for mid control, they tried to sneak one person into Cat or Connector, try to open up the round, get it 5v4, fall back and hit a site. But when they fell back to hit a site, they didn't have any kills because none were given to them.
Yep.
No control was taken or kept, no split was made, no kills were made, and that made that hold a lot easier for Complexity, who, beyond that, obviously just hit a lot of shots.
Nice shot by Cutler. Headshot onto Semphis with the Deagle. The silver op against the op at window. He gets a second one onto Sanks. And Targ then onto Roka. This whole save again is going to come in favor of CLG. This is the second time the Complexity is about to throw just a pistol by against CLG. Warden's about to creep up towards that CT spawn. Targ's just around the corner. At least he doesn't take any damage. It's a 3 versus 2. Bomb is yet to be planted because they actually pushed all the way towards that B bomb site, and they're in perfect position to go post plant and save. Automatic at this point will just have to get this kill up at window. Misses. Never shot. Gets the first one close range. Notice the other one is close by as well. He needs support, but I don't know why he pulled out that molly just before. And at least Warden gets the kill. 1 versus 1. The smoke comes through. Warden actually thinks it's at the upper, but now he's just behind FNS. It's not shooting.
He doesn't even know he's on it.
Oh, man.
Oh,
and then
that's
he
a rip.
whistled
Does
the
he get
shots.
away?
I don't know. Warden says, yeah. I got it. It doesn't sound like he was pissed that he got killed or anything. So I think he was able to save his gun. I love guessing while we're casting.
We'll never know.
Yeah. We'll just have to look back at the demo.
That smoke, I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's on purpose, but if you defuse in a smoke, sometimes you cannot hear the person defusing.
Unless you hit the tap button as soon as it blooms, then that kind of covers it sometimes too.
It doesn't just kind of cover it, you just can't hear it at all.
Well, there you go.
So I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but...
And land environment. So Complexity's back in the lead. 13-12. But again, another expensive round. If they actually lose this one, I'm not sure what the money situation is, but Complexity could possibly be in a position where they might have to save the round after, should they lose this round, with all 5 guys actually dying.
No one actually towards A. If they wanted to push it, they could. Do they have the information? No. FNS is in underpass, but it looks like a full execute is imminent. They have to deal with someone on Cat, and it looks like they've made noise. Warden has spotted this peak. They've heard footsteps. He's going to get mollied out.
He's counter flashing at least. So he's going for the jump peak, but if he does one more jump, JDM might be able to pick him off with the AWP, or as soon as he jumps again, there's going to be 4 guys there. But Cephas is opting from the catwalk side. He's able to take the first one. Now it's traded out. 2 for 2. Cutler now making it a 1-man advantage for CLG. Quickly evened up by Roka.
Oh, I feel like Evanes could have taken more time there if he wanted to. His teammates got so many kills, and originally it looked like Complexity were about to hold it really well, and maybe that's why he sped it up. But if he just like took his time, he could have just got like a late flank and guaranteed. But either way, JDM gets his kill, and Ats is going to allow CLG to have a huge advantage now coming into this.
Yeah, the shoulder peek was just a little bit too much. A miss throw of that molly. He wanted to throw it a little bit further in the back of the site, but it catched the top of the roof there of that B site. So it's going to be impossible, nearly impossible for Automatic to win this one. He does manage to get the first kill, but that clock is dwindling down. And that's it. JDM gets the op kill. So it's going to be a 13-12 score. Not sure. I can't really see that money situation going up on there, but you do hear those buys coming through. So it's going to be a gun round. No, it's going to be pistol buys for Complexity. So they did not have enough money due to the fact that they actually lost 4 players on the round that they won previously. So this is going to give a big chance for CLG to regain the lead in this game.
Oh, Tarek shuts down the app push. They don't know that it's going to be a full lay off of that. Tarek can lurk apps once in a while, so it won't cause any rotations actually, which is really great for him. Now Tarek gets a second kill, and now they can just execute. I mean, they know that there's only going to be a maximum amount of 3 people alive. Like, even if they're all stacked at A, they still have a big advantage. They're waiting for pushes. They won't find any. Now they're pulling rotations. Will they throw smokes?
Nice pit. That's going to be now 3 for Tarek for the hat trick. And still, they're not really executing. They're just letting the guys peek out. Tarek says, "Let me show you how it's done." So he's moving back here towards the T spawn and waiting for his teammates to possibly execute back towards this A6. Because you called it here, Launders. I mean, well, maybe not at this point with them falling back. They're saying, okay, maybe it's a 5-man stack, so let's just go back to B. That's why you saw Tarek rotate back, just crouching towards the T spawn. And indeed, they are moving towards this B bomb site. FNS gets the jumping headshot onto Warden. So it's close to be a flawless round for CLG Blue.
Yeah, at a crucial time. They're going to be at 14. They got the bomb plant. They hit 5 alive again. Quite a bit of money moving into what could be match point. Did Tim get spotted? I mean, he just took a little bit of damage. Literally 6.
Literally.
Like, that should be more spammable, I feel like.
He was able to get 1 kill at the end.
Why do they play with their keyboard like that? If they mean like the wing setup, it could be, you have more support having your whole arm on the table. Also, you save space by having your keyboard on the side. Having space is good for LAN, especially. Cole defaulting almost every single round here. One person coming up mid, though, however, Automatic and Semphis. Going to be watching underpass and top mid. 2 players from CLG at A ramp. Does this mean someone will do a B fake into underpass split? It won't actually favor them considering they have Cole have so much presence towards mid, though. They are starting to give that up. We see teams do this, like go for early mid control. No one comes, they just give it up. They don't actually push anyone top mid. They just fall back passively into their sights.
There are a little bit more hiding spots there for A side and B, so it's okay for them to crunch back and set up that crossfire for the CT side. But now as they peek back out, they're trying to take this mid control. They're being spammed through the wall, and looks like Semphis might be dying quite soon, but Roka gets the headshot, mag 7. And just like that, Semphis still survives, actually, and gets the op kill onto Cutler. Just like that, JDM's the last man standing. Complexity kills him. And it's now 14-14, and I think the money is reset in turn of CLG this time, which could put them at map point.
Strat right out the gate. They had the op posted up in apps. They had 2 smokes go over B, 3 people in B apps, 2 going underpass to split into the connector. A full-on strat right out the gate. Why am I being laughed at?
I don't know. You just decide to. You saw that you were going to be on the stream, and then you just looked at the camera and be like, "I'm on it." Continue, please.
5-man strat shut down.
Yeah.
Connector split completely pooped on.
We'll have to look and see what the money situation is for CLG for real, but I think that they're broke. If they're broke and they're going for the pause right now, they're going to try to figure out what they want to do because they won one pistol save already with no armor. They almost won the second one, but unfortunately, due to the diffuse sound that wasn't heard by FNS, they didn't, but it was close.
Yep.
They could do it a third time in a row, and if they do so, CLG are going to be broke, and Complexity are going to be broke, and Complexity cannot get those ecos against CLG yet because we haven't seen it. And if that's going to be the point, then CLG is going to win this map. But
Game defining moment.
yeah,
14 with a chance for a 2-for-1, right?
yeah. So now it's the decision is should we save our guns and maybe play for the overtime, or save our money and play for the overtime, or should we try to go for the gamble with the pistols, maybe even armor as well? Because Cutler has been on point with the way he's been dealing with the injuries on those pistol saves. That's actually what opened it up for them. It's just that depends how many guys are going to lose after that. Can they get a plant? Can they set up for a post position after? If not, just go for an all-out rush, try to get a bomb plant, get more money, and play for the overtime. It is their map. It could be comfortable. They've been looking well on T side.
What would you do? Should you go for the force?
I wouldn't go for the force. At this point, I'd probably play for the overtime, play for the tie.
It's probably the smart thing to do.
Like I said, you have the confidence on your side in terms of pistols already. So if you want to just invest in Deagles and P250s,
You can still win the round.
Exactly.
You can still win the round.
But don't invest that extra 650 or 1,000 for armor. Don't go for the utility nades. Maybe a flash or a smoke if you're going for pistols for a support player to execute for you to get those entries. But aside from that, I don't think you should get more. The goal is to get the bomb plant now.
Sure, yeah. They could still win the round. And then from that perspective, they spend a little bit more. They spend all their money. They go all in. They force up. They don't have all the utility they want. They could maybe win the round with a little bit of a higher percent. Or they could play for the tie much safer. Guarantee they get to 15. I don't know what their decision is going to be. I actually don't. It's very tempting when you're on 14.
Yeah. And we see that a lot. I mean, a lot of the teams would actually go for a gamble. Especially if it was actually Complexity. If we were in Complexity, we're at a point where they're going to pause and say, should we go for a save or should we go for a buy? Most times we'll see them on a buy.
As an IGL, you always feel like it could be a little bit greedy. You know, you are speaking for your team. It could be a little bit greedy to say, all right, we're buying here. But the buy's not too bad.
Yeah, but it's for the round after. That's what we need to figure out, too.
JDM actually has no armor on his op on T side, which is rough. Hazed only has a Tech 9. Not the biggest deal, but Cutler taking a little bit of damage. That's a big deal. Sanks also finishing him off. That's a big deal. The B-split, though, Warden's very hurt.
That's a big deal, too. Tarek retaliated onto Warden. 4-on-4 situation. But Automatic is still playing towards that catwalk side. Bomb is now going to get planted, so things are actually looking good for CLG after all. Those smokes are going to prevent them from pushing through. They're going to have to peek one by one. But Automatic is still able to get that M4 kill. At least it's traded out by the Flames. He says, I'm not going to go down alone. Op shot, leg. And then it's saved by FNS. Now Roka's going to have to be on a 2 versus 1. Now a 1 versus 1. This could have been a 1 round for CLG if it wasn't a leg shot. But Complexity, sorry, if it wasn't a leg shot from Semphis. And now it is map point for CLG. And Complexity are broke.
15-14 after that. Complexity are broke. Automatic has an op. Semphis isn't going to be using it after shooting that man in the leg. If we look at CLG's buy, it's pretty bad as well. Like, they have 2 Galils. They only kept 1 alive on that last round. The point of that round, though, was to get a round on the board. I mean, no matter what, they're going to be ahead in some regard. But, oh my goodness, if that op shot connected just above the hip.
Just above the hip. But now it's going to be an aggressive push by Automatic. He's opping towards B this time. He holds it back. Whiffs the second one. Waiting for some backup. He's by himself. Cannot connect onto Tarek. Rotation is real right now. Warden's coming back with the 5-7. He gets the dink and a save from Semphis. Look at that teamwork. We're looking for overtime right now between CLG and Complexity. JDM is going to be the last man standing. Smoked out but spotted before the smoke has bloomed. He sees the bomb in his crosshair, but the enemies are just around the corner. And they are watching this bomb quite carefully. And look at Semphis. Just decides to go for the peek and the spam. And they're running this clock down. We're going to see overtime here, Londers.
If anyone comes looking for him, they're making a huge mistake.
Flash comes through, but he's still holding his angle. He cannot connect. He actually gets the shot onto Sangs through the wall, down to 42 HP. But look at the amount of smokes all the time. Now he's being spammed from the catwalk, misses the shot as well. How is it alive all this time? But finally, Complexity takes it, and we are going to the first overtime for the Northern Arena.
That's the first one we've seen, yeah. How many aces have we seen?
Aces?
Yeah. Was there one?
Maybe 0.
Daps? Inferno?
Sorry.
I was there.
Daps Inferno, indeed.
I was there.
You were watching it on stream from your phone in Uber.
No, I was there.
But Uber was also playing the match.
I knew it happened. You didn't know it happened.
I kind of knew. It's like, when I have to solo cast, it's a dark moment. I never know what happens in the past. I just know what's happening in the present moment.
I know.
Yes, so we had 1 ace so far. First overtime as well, but a great round actually for Complexity, because they were actually broken as well on that buy. They had an AWP, they had a FAMAS, they had 2 5.7s.
Yeah.
And I think an M4 for the third.
Semphis gets 2 frags with the FAMAS. Warden gets a dink off with his 5.7. Automatic gets a kill with the AWP. It looked kind of sketchy when Tarek actually killed him with that nice peek on the side of the site. Right after that, though, 3 frags come up for Cole, and JDM's left all alone. Like, why is nobody helping me?
Well, because he's done it before. He got a nice 4K to clutch the round, some close no-scopes as well. But this time, it's not going to work. And look at it. Automatic 3-bomb. JDM close to a 3-bomb.
Warden with the... Ooh.
Yeah, but he's been calling it for the team too.
Yo,
yeah.
the 2 men fresh out of weddings. Bottom of the scoreboard. Don't get married and play CS.
Hayes was not married, boys. Let's not start rumors here.
Also, Warden top frag yesterday. Wait, did he? I don't know. That's a myth.
He actually played his part.
He did well, yeah.
At this point, you could still see from this scoreboard that there's some carries that happen from Automatic and Roka. Warden, what position when he's playing towards CT spawn? Towards CT side. He was playing upper B. So his role right now, or for that half, was just to try to scout to see if there was going to be any pushes towards that upper B. He sees what happens. He's stuck at the van, but he's throwing the utility nades to help his teammates rotate across and support him on a retake or on the hold. That's the best timing ever in terms of getting frags and catching you sipping on Coca-Cola.
Best timing ever.
Yeah. They just don't care about you.
Shout out to CSGO Lounge.
Yes, so
Nasus.
if you guys were actually tuned in before the matchup, I think the odds were what, 65-35 in favor of CLG. And at this point, we're seeing overtime on CLG's map pick.
On CLG's map pick.
So what were the key rounds there, and who had to step up for both sides? I mean, if we're looking at CLG, we've seen it from the Deagles, from Cutler on the save rounds. We've seen it with JDM with the AWP. We've seen it with Finesse as well in that 4K that he had.
Can't forget Tim's 4K on the A site.
Right after JDM's 4K.
The 4-angle 4K.
Yeah. Did anything else really? Yes, Roka was actually on point holding the A site. Whether he played under that balcony, whether he pushed towards that A ramp, or whether he pushed towards that palace, yeah, it didn't always work. But the rounds that it did work, he was able to get 2 or 3 kills.
50% of the time, it worked 100% of the time.
No, it's 60% of the time. It works every time. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Is it called Black Panther?
Yeah. I
Right?
think so. Every time. Okay.
Yeah. You're close. I might be off, though, to name the name of the cologne from the movie. What movie is it, guys? Do you guys know? The first one was better. But now we're going to wait and see what's going to happen in this overtime. Now, you are going to remain on your sides. So Complexity will be able to stay on the CT side in this MR6. So it's going to be 3 rounds per half.
10K.
First 1 to 4.
10K?
Yes, it's 10K. It's 10K.
10K best K.
3 rounds per half. There you go.
Oh, is it
Anchorman.
Sex Panther?
Sex Panther.
Oh, okay.
Black Panther
Yeah,
was...
Black Panther is an actual panther.
No,
Sex Panther is the cologne.
Well, Black Panther is actually a player for EG Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like an old school 1.5, 1.6 player for EG.
Oh, did he smell good?
Man, he smelled great. He even actually opened his own shoe store after that, after he stopped playing CS
True fact.
in Edmonton. Yeah. Actually, before Evil Geniuses became Evil Geniuses, they were just Evil Genius. And it was actually a Canadian roster of like Matt Stevenson, Jimmy Lin, Scotty Beckhold, Kurt Kolak, Black Panther. And they were actually really good for Canada. And then they sucked internationally. So, that being said, we did say the rules, literally.
What's the
I don't think producer was listening to us. I'm just kidding.
the people were listening.
Yes. So that being said, before they became Evil Geniuses, they were Evil Genius, and then they expanded after that. Then they became Evil Geniuses. Food for
What
thought.
is the difference between Evil Genius and Evil Geniuses?
There's more than one.
But there was already more than one on Evil Genius.
Before there were actually one entity. Now there's
Now-
just too many overtaking the whole world.
Okay.
I don't know, to be honest. Why did they change their names to that? I'm not sure. We should ask Alex Garfield one day. If they decide to come back
I
to
don't think he
CSGO.
has a good answer.
Should it be one? Put one if you want EG to come back into the CSGO scene.
2 if you want to drop.
3 if you love your mother. So this overtime now. You do have Complexity staying on the CT side. 10 grand, $10,000 for both teams. 3 rounds per half. At this point, you're probably going to see Semphis still with that AWP.
First to 4, by the way. If you get 4 and you're in the 2 halves, you win. You only get 3. You split 3 for 3. Another
Goes to
rotate.
double overtime. Yes, indeed. Now, if you're looking at Semphis with the AWP, he's been buying it often, but I don't think he's been that loud, actually, in terms of opting on Mirage. It's really been automatic Sanks and Roka in terms of rifling.
Uh-huh.
But Semphis, he did have a few kills here and there and great support. But do you think he should have been a little bit more loud versus what we saw him do on, let's say, Cash before in the matches or Train, sorry, on the match that he played yesterday?
I mean, he wasn't superstar mode. I don't think he was doing badly with the op. It's tough. I don't think he was doing too badly. I mean, he was moving around. JDM was doing a great job of moving around. He was playing like different spots on CT often. On T side, he was picking from different places, so I thought he was doing a really good job. And maybe Semphis was hitting a few less shots. I couldn't really tell. It's kind of all in memory, so it's kind of like who I was thinking, like who I remember hit that shot at the time. If you look at the stats, I might be surprised. I feel like Semphis wasn't playing that badly.
Okay. On CLG side, should it be that on T side, they should focus on this aggressive play by Roka at A, towards Palace or towards A ramp, or should it just continue to take this mid control, which seems to be left behind and open often by Complexity as soon as you got those smokes towards that catwalk, as soon as you get those smokes towards the connector side too?
Do you think Roka should?
No, do you think Complexity, sorry, do you think that CLG should be focusing more on picks on that aggressive play by Roka?
Yeah.
Or should they focus more on that mid take that's always given to them?
One thing I'd like to see about the mid control is that like both of them on their CT sides, once they get mid control, they leave it for no reason. So like you could push someone to the top of garbage, right? Or you could push them all the way on a big flank to A ramp, or just leave them top mid behind the boxes. Instead, they would take mid control, see that no one was there, and then leave no one there, fall back into their sights, and it's like, why did they ever take mid control? Yeah, they have a little bit of information on the early round, but there was one round where Complexity, they pushed Warden off of top mid, and they just came right back, and then they split connector. It's like if they had Cutler there at top mid, they would have won that fight. They would have stopped the split. We wouldn't be in OT right now. So if you get that mid control, or if you get that kind of information, use it. Why not?
And what seems to be working more for CLG so far is that B take.
Yeah.
I think we've seen more successful rounds on T side for CLG on B than A. That being said, if we're going to have full 10Ks for both teams, Complexity maybe is going to think about stacking a little bit more towards B. That's where they actually got that quick 4-kill to end the round to bring it into overtime and to keep JDM stuck there at upper, who was trying to lurk around. So they really didn't give a chance for a lurker to play his role for Complexity side. They should continue that way.
Agreed.
So we'll see what's going to happen as we're waiting for the overtime to start. I think we talked about it enough here, Launders. I think we should take a break until we figure out the live moment for this overtime on the first map between CLG and Complexity. We'll be back here for the Northern Arena. Producers now listen to us.
So we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The overtime has now started between Complexity and CLG Blue. So if you guys have just missed it, it's 15-15 on the first map. JDM, Tar, Cutler, Hayes, and Finesse with Cutler at 1 HP. Hayes already dead. Up against Complexity to Roka. Warden is already dead. Semphis, Sanks, and Automatic. Sanks trying to lurk around. We do have CLG Blue on the terrorist side. Sanks knows that somebody's lurking around towards this window. So he's just going to hold that angle. And Cutler at 1 HP. Not sure what's going to happen with that. But the bomb is on the back of Tarek. They're waiting to get this mid to A split and also from the A ramp. So they want to try to crunch it, but smokes are being thrown. Cutler finally falls down inside the winter room, but Finesse is still out in the open. He's able to take down Roka, though, to clear out a little bit of that A site. GDM has to connect a shot. He will be able to do so. Sanks falls down. Looking back towards the CT spawn. Semphis does have the op on the other side, and it's a double op setup, actually, for the CT side. They manage to take down the bomb carrier. It's a 2 versus 2. Automatic making it a 2 versus 1 op and all the way from Catwalk, and he gets the third one onto FNS, and Complexity take the lead in the first round of overtime.
CLG were really relying on FNS to get that opening frag. He did do it. They brought it to 3v3, and then they couldn't kill Sanks in CT. Sanks got a frag for himself. JDM moved off of that once he got a kill, and then they fell apart. They had no smoke, so they relied on getting at least 2 kills. They couldn't do that. That's when they lost the round, and Complexity just capitalized.
Now FNS going for that lurker roll, or entries at least from the underpass. They're going to look for that A execution once again. At least for now, from what it looks like. 3 guys are set up at the entrance of A. Just trying to see if he can lure something towards that B, but
There's an aggressive push, actually, from Automatic with that up, and he's going to get pushed forward by Hayes at the same time. Hayes is going to run through, catch him off guard. And this is the opening for CLG Blue to work towards this B site.
Wow, that was crazy. Just Hayes, like, taking so much initiative right there and jumping through that smoke. There is that moment, wow, and getting the second entry, knowing that the person that you're about to jump through that smoke has just pulled out of smoke, is working on another play, isn't expecting you to jump through it, and you can capitalize. Look, the bomb actually goes down at A.
That's crazy.
As he was simply selling a fake, but getting 2 kills is how you lock that in. I wonder if Tar got spotted here. Oh, in the box.
Quick, become the box, Snake. Nope. He's going to get blown away by Warden, and it's a 2 versus 1. Off shot missed by JDM. That was an open shot.
Oh, that
At least he throws a
Molotov.
molly. Yeah,
No, the smoke.
They have a smoke? Yes, they have a smoke.
Oh,
the
yeah.
off shot's missed. Oh, no.
Oh, right beside him.
No,
oh,
he
got
gets
the
it
kill.
finally, and not enough time coming
And
through. He
Semphis
gets a
wasn't
2
covering
versus
him.
1. Oh, man.
Why wasn't Semphis covering him?
He thought that maybe after the first 1 or 2 shots up that were missed by GDM, he would try to run out with the pistol and be like, oh my God, I'm missing all my shots. And then,
But then he hit the op shot.
yeah, and then Semphis is still walking for a peek.
Yeah. Semphis kind of had to like take that round in his own hands. Like he was relying too much on the smoke, I feel like. That was like... I feel like you had to actually just like run out and stop him. Like Warden is just sitting there defusing, and the only way he gets the defuse off is if JDM either is dead or misses his shots.
Yep.
And since he has a teammate there, he can actually count on Semphis trying to get that kill. Nice
Great
flash in the
flash,
connector.
yeah.
Wow. Wow, with the spray through the smoke, actually gets a second one. And a third, hazed. Out
Welcome back from your wedding.
Started from the bottom.
And now it's just like that, a 4 versus 1 situation. It's too early to take shots for the amount of times I say just like that, right? But now FNS gets that last kill, and we're going to move down to the last round of the first half. No, actually, we already played our 3 rounds, haven't we?
Yeah, 2-1.
Well, it looks like it's going to be MR5 then.
Oh, wait, what? There's 10 rounds this half?
It looks like it. I thought it was MR3.
All right, so how does this work?
So if it's 10 rounds, usually it's max rounds 5 per half. First one is 6 wins, and it gives 16K.
Oh, yeah, okay, so first one is 6 instead of 4. Okay.
That's why I was a little bit confused. Why didn't he switch yet? But nonetheless, can't take anything away from how Hayes played that round the round before. Getting that triple kill by himself with some great support from a flash from his teammates.
Honestly, just like doing his job in such a big way. Like a lot of early kills are coming. Like Hayes, Cole was able to do this to CLG in the way that Hayes is doing it to them right now. Oh, and JDM missing that peak on Sanks. escorting himself into connector.
He's
knowing
done it
that-
before.
Yeah. Oh, FNS gets a kill as well. And they know Hazed was in connector. Sanks, though, realizes that he has to go pick up B. Whoa, can't get that frag. If he did that, FNS was super hurt. Actually, FNS was the one to get that headshot. Now it's 4v1.
It's also planted at B. Roko is stuck inside the market. He made a noise. He spotted Triple P coming through. Now he gets the first one. And the trade comes through. And CLG is coming back in full force now on this T side of overtime.
Smile on the face of Peta. 3-1.
So it will be the last round of this first half of overtime. Still have enough money for automatic with an op. This is not so bad because Complexity have won in a similar situation.
Oh, Roka's super blind. Actually going to push
There
top
you
mid with
go!
a deagle. What a fierce shot right there. Hayes, though, trades him out instantly. Gets a second kill. He's getting 2 kills per round each round in OT versus full-on rifle buys.
JDM's
And,
close.
Yeah, Sanks smells him. What'd that smell like?
Smells good. It smells like a headshot, but JDM decides to fall back. So it's Sanks and automatic against JDM, Haste, and FNS. JDM waiting for the smoke to dissipate so he could try to get a not pick. But it's just
Hungry.
going to stay clear for now.
Yeah, I mean, they are picking the right side right now. Sanks only has a deagle.
Are you going to go for the jump peek? JDM is just waiting there for the reaction shot as soon as he jumps up.
Yeah, and it seems he's just going to walk right past them, essentially.
Smart move right now. They're going to flush him out with the molly. Flash towards catwalk. And look at that. Sanks even turns away from his monitor
Earl.
to get away from the flash. Gets the positioning, trying to get the kill. Does not work. He's picked off by FNS. So it's now down to a 3 versus 1. It is the last round of this first half of overtime. So Automatic has to try to go for it, but JDM picks him off. And we end the half now 4-1. So 4-1 here on this overtime. First one to 6.
Yep.
And now Complexity actually take the harder side.
Yeah, Complexity takes the harder side. I mean, they had those rounds handed to them. I don't know if you can have your money really broken in MR10. I guess you can, like 16K, but there's an additional, 4 rounds? So, yeah, I mean, you could actually lose all that money. They weren't really hurting, though, even on that last round.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Last round they had the op, they had the M4, they had a few 5.7s.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so they did have their money pretty much broken. And CLG earned that for themselves. We'll have to do this on CT side. And again, that is the problem with CT side, is that if you get your money broken, then it's really hard to win rounds because your rounds are so expensive, right? That it makes it so it's really easy on CT side if you have the money to do it. Guns are expensive, your Molotovs are more expensive, you have to buy kits. These are all expenses. High maintenance.
The magic number is now 21. As Sanks and company will try to take control of the middle to start, but look at that bomb. It's still inside T-spawn. So they're going to waste a lot of time to actually run back towards T-spawn and pick it up. Automatic by getting that opening kill. They force to rotate. They're committing towards this A site, but nobody's running back to pick up the bomb. So one's going to have to run back so they lose one player.
Oh, nice shot. That was a really nice second pick from FNS.
Oh my god, so now JDM getting the op shot. Semphis is out of last man setting, misses the quick scope, and now that
Huge
puts CLG at game point situation for this first map of the series.
That was a huge hold. And suddenly OT it looks like CLG, Cole never stood a chance. Like, CLG is starting to run away with this. They're just doing so well. And that round, they just hit their shots. Cole didn't do anything special. We'll see. They can still do something special here. They're getting 2 ops.
And so does CLG, so they are playing in similar fashion, and it's going to be Tarek getting the opener inside the Palace, actually, to take down Semphis. So that's 1 op down on the other side.
And that's what we see Skull Common. Like, you can just put the ops in it. Oh, whoa.
Bomb's down,
the
that's it.
bomb. What the?
That's it. Rotation's going to come through very soon. As soon as they get rid of this lurker towards that B bomb site. But Cutler and company are looking very comfortable to win this first map. 2 more remaining, 1 more to end it. And Tarek is the one that seals the deal. And CLG take the first map. But what a great way to start the series in this grand final.
Yeah. Yeah, CLG actually do come away with it after a super close regulation. OT Warriors. That was kind of weird of Orden. Like, run out with the bomb. I mean, there's 3 people alive. He has the bomb. He's out on apps. The bomb goes down. That's the whole round.
Yeah.
Like, your teammates just have to come up a ramp There's no more hiding. There's no more confusion that you can take advantage of. The CTs suddenly just play around the bomb. They don't care where you are.
But I think at the same time, he was maybe trying to call for that take towards that A site. But at the same time, I think it was actually smoked out towards the A ramp, which actually didn't give him a chance to come out as a team. There was only Warden coming out, and they all had the single focus up on that balcony to get the kill. They take Warden down, the bomb is down as well, and that's what sealed the deal right there. I mean, great rounds, great plays as well from Tarek and JDM with the AWP on that side. But what didn't work for Complexity, taking CT side first on this
On
OT?
their CT side?
Yeah.
Hazed.
That's
He's got
true.
2 opening frags
Yeah.
every single round.
Yeah.
One round, he was selling a fake, jumped through B, jumped through a smoke, killed Warden, jumped out, killed another player in B, bombs planted at A. JDM gets a 1v2.
Yeah.
That 1v2, pretty dramatic, pretty
Actually,
unfortunate.
Yes. Lucky on his side, too.
But Hayes making it 3v5. That's how you win a round. Every round he was doing that.
And that round where he actually went up connector and had 3 kills as well. So he was actually a dominant factor for CLG in its overtime, especially playing T side. Again, like you mentioned it, that 2 versus 1 against JDM that was actually really stressful.
Yeah.
It came down to a lot of miscommunication as well between Complexity.
I mean, the
That
fact
would have
that
changed things right now in his overtime.
the fact that Semphis had an op
Yeah.
made it harder for him to take that angle, but at the same time, he just had to pull out his pistol and peek this opper because JDM's opping. So first of all, a pistol versus an op is a lot better than a pistol versus a rifle, right? You have an easier time. All you have to do is miss one shot, then you can capitalize. As soon as he hears that op go off into the smoke, Semphis can wide peek and take him down. Instead, Semphis was a little bit too indecisive, let Warden pretty much sit there in the smoke while
Yeah.
JDM missed shots, and eventually hit him. I mean, he gave him too much time.
That makes sense because the focus wasn't even on Semphis.
Yeah.
It was just spamming
No,
through the
like,
smoke to
it
try to
was
get down
as
the
if Semphis
diffuser.
wasn't even there. That was the problem.
Yeah. So it's basically a 1v1.
Yeah.
Semphis lost. Unfortunate. But the first map is going to be in favor of Counterlogic Gaming in this best out of 3 in the grand finals of Northern Arena. This was actually CLG's map. So we'll be moving on to the second map, which will be on Train. And that is actually Complexity's map choice. Let's talk about Train a little bit before we take a break and hop into that second map. So Train, we mentioned it before. Warden says it's his favorite map. He loves calling it as well. But at the same time, CLG is not terrible on Train.
Yeah, they had the 16-1. They did lose a map.
Yeah.
Mixed results. I personally don't know. I don't think Cole was, like, I think there's Cole and CLG have both played good and bad on the map. So let's wait and see.
Okay, I guess we'll wait and see then. We'll take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, it'll be the second map between Complexity and CLG. So for at Vanzilli and at CSBOXR, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So we don't actually have to wait that long because we're already getting ready for the second map. Knife round now won. We are ready. Complexity are going to be on T side. So I think this knife round was won by CLG Blue.
Can only assume that they would do that. It makes sense. Moving to the CT side, that was one thing about CLG. When they started on CT side, they dominated. When they didn't, actually, Splice was able to come back versus CLG CT side. 6-1, 6-3, 8-7 Splice. So CLG took an early lead on CT side, and then the comeback was real. Splice ended up putting together so many T rounds. I wonder if Cole will take a page out of their book to use against CLG. We saw a lot of the fast flanks.
Yeah.
We've seen that work for CLG. We've seen that work against CLG.
No, this is going to be interesting with the way that they've been going with the aggressive rotates as well. But if you guys don't know how Finesse actually plays it towards inner, he does have support. I think it's from Cutler, if I'm not mistaken, at inner. But FNS always holds towards that lower ramp. He's going to shoulder peek every single time. He's going to have an incendiary grenade or a grenade, depending what round it is, how much economy he has as well. But when he has enough for an incendiary grenade, he's always going to hold towards that lower ramp. As soon as he sees somebody, they're going to lob an incendiary grenade, if not his teammate will, and they're always going to focus on the upper. So it's been amazing right now for CLG in terms of holding that inner. And if they don't see anybody, FNS is already out of position to go for quick flanks inside that ladder room and go for the early entries and catch Complexity or any opponents off guard from ladder. So now we'll see if this is going to become the reality of what we just called. Complexity on the terrorist side, CLG on the counter-terrorist side. We do have them working and walking slowly towards the white halls with Warden at the point, but the bomb is down at T-Con. Just going to try to play that pick game. They have split up Slanks long range as well. Two guys actually pushing up.
The cool thing is that like they can make as much noise as they want, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an outer take. But wow, them getting a kill there makes a big difference.
They spot one at CT, having a nice goose there from Sanks. Actually, all the way on top, and I think that's JDM.
Oh.
But JDM still manages to retaliate back with the USP. It's a 3 versus 3. Roka's inside the site, does not connect. And just like that, it's a 3 versus 1 that looks so good for COL to start. But they ran out without the bomb. That forced Warden to walk back inside the White Halls, or run back inside the White Halls to try to get that bomb. And that's why they were one less on the execution, which actually helped CLG just a little bit more.
You know, it definitely made a difference. Oh, and Warden might actually just be afforded a plant here. So there's no one even close to stop him. We have a man inner. They didn't really call it for him. He's going to be rotating through Z now, a little bit late. Cutler's on 3 HP. I mean, this is actually winnable for Warden, who is now spotted, and that makes it a lot harder.
He runs back out towards that bomb site. He spots him towards Ali. He's trying to win that fight. Looking back towards ladder room 2. He's cornered on all angles. He gets the headshot onto Tarek, but just not enough to connect towards the other guys.
That's a close defuse.
Does he have it?
Yeah, they have it.
Yeah, he has a kit.
No, he doesn't.
Even without a kit, he has it. His teammate had one. But Tarek will be able to get it for the team. Add some points on the scoreboard. And CLG. At least the bomb plant comes through. And look at that. Actually, Roka already going for an AK-47 in second round.
I wonder how he made that money.
Warden dropped it for him.
Oh, okay.
So Warden is going no armor. Gets the drop for Roka. Roka with full utilities.
This is actually the old NIP buy. One rifle.
So what do they do with this?
They just entry with it and recycle it.
So it'll be interesting to see where Roka is set up. Is he going to be towards that hallway peak? Yes, indeed. It's towards the Ivy. Smoke comes through, and now he's down to 46 HP. Recycling over. That he's going to eat that nade as well. And this is not looking good at all for this force buy for COL on that second round, all because of that smoke. Now Automatic's going to pick it up, and at this point, he's going to have to try to save this gun for a minute. So what actually went wrong there, aside from that smoke coming in from the alley?
I don't want to say like, you know, whatever like setup was made was the wrong setup. But I feel like if you're going to have like 4 pistols, I don't know what they want to do. They obviously didn't get to execute whatever they wanted to try. Like they just got shut down to pushes. But whatever they wanted to execute there, I don't think, I guess it wasn't done safely enough. Maybe they were peeking too aggressively in T-Con or ladder. Maybe they were pushed. I wasn't sure. I wasn't watching. But I was watching what I could see. I was watching the man with
wasn't
the AK.
paying attention, guys. He
Literally
fell
had
asleep.
my eyes closed. But if they had group for inner, for example, and had the AK in front, okay, then you have a rifle with with the risk and the ability to trade. If he gets that first kill, then they have maybe the entire site to themselves because it's really common to play 4-1. And then maybe they just win the round because they pick up another rifle. They have that second one. They have armor on everybody. And having 3 pistols not so bad in that situation once you have the bomb down.
And this is what they should have done with that strat with the rifle. Just rush down towards that inner bomb site, but now they're peeking one by one, all getting picked off. Roko was able to get an early kill onto Hayes to start things off, but that is the limit of and the extent of what Complexity could do on that round. If they actually did have the AK round with the Tech 9 armors, because we've mentioned it in the past too, in the past broadcast, trying to get a bomb plant inside B is quite easy when you're rushing as a team. You had full utilities as well for Roka. Get that smoke down towards lower ramp. You have pop flashes as well. Commit through, get the Tech 9 in armor, get the bomb plant, and you're going to have to play the hold against a retake of CLG, which could actually come in more in your favor instead of a whole split as a team. It was a big gamble, but nonetheless, they have enough money now for Complexity to go for a full buy this round here. But no op, actually, in the hands of Semphis.
CLG back in their 2-3. They have the up on JDM posted on upper, or is he actually? No, he's got the one man at Ivy. So 2 rifles inner, 1 close up, and that is Tarek, I believe. Automatic gets a frag on Ivy. That's the op that goes down. Hayes picks it up, but we have a man out at Sandwich already. That's Automatic, causing confusion. If he's not able to hit this shot, he's going to go down. Does he escape? He does. Tarek also finds a kill, and that's 4v4 all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're going to try to commit towards the outside. Warden flashing down towards that ladder. We're going to run through the smoke, but they line up for FNS, and a crossfire setup as well from Hayes. Roka is going to be the last man standing on a 4 versus 1, giving away his position by whiff in that burst. But that was simply because where Roka was positioned should have seen actually the push coming through outside that ladder. So COL thought he was actually clear to run through that smoke, but it wasn't. And they ran into a spray of Hayes and FNS.
And there's the recipe for the quick 5-0. Cole are going to be buying just pistols. And again, trying to get a plant. The only goal in your ecos is to have enough money for the next round to be able to buy. And the best way to do that is get the $800 to get the bomb down. So on train, a really quick way to do that is obviously to rush inner. You can't obviously do that every single time you're saving because it becomes so predictable that maybe you force the reaction of a stack into that site. And I wonder FNS, always peeking the slower ramp the way he does, if he's ever going to get punished for it. Maybe he's tried it and like no matter how fast somebody is, because he's only shoulder peeking, maybe that wall is just somehow not bangable because of the texture. But he can always get away with doing that, even if they know that he's going to do it.
He hasn't been caught off guard this whole event.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't.
Now it's only Roka that's able to get some sort of casualty on CLG's side. He does have a chance to get another one onto Hayes or JDM, who are both with some sort of crossfire.
Roka with his turn binds.
Miss. Crossfire, there's that kill. So at least he got what he wanted to do, getting a second kill coming through. Imagine if he connected the one onto JDM as well, though. That would have changed things around in terms of damaging the economy of the CT side. But they still managed to salvage that AWP for JDM. But it's 5-0 now for CLG Blue, and
Jeez,
really
the 2 ops. I mean,
on T side.
On T side, like that slows you down so much. I mean, you could get the kills, you could turn them into rifles, and I mean that's what they're going to try to do. I mean, I hope that means that we're going to have someone go aggressive. And it looks like Semphis is going to make his way somewhere out of ladder, and he can clear quite a few angles with this.
He got leg though. He's down to 7 HP, being spammed through the wooden walls as well, but it does not connect. Oh, that was close. Maybe that would have possibly been the first one.
But FNS saw what he wanted to and then got away, just like he does every single time.
And if it wasn't Saw, he definitely heard, because you're close from those footsteps. But Automatic retaliates back onto Hayes. So the first casualty of this round is going to be for CLG. He's still going to work.
Wow, making his way out the sandwich again. And his teammates coming out of Ivy, so they have an outer split. Cutler in the best position to defend against it, but can he get any more frags? No. Automatic getting a third one on the round, and that leaves Tarek on a retake, and they know where he's retaking from, and that makes that so much harder. Even a 1v1 is almost impossible to win. The thing is, whittling them down to a 1v1 is the easy part. Winning the 1v1 is the hard part. Roka taking it into his own hands and stopping it immediately. Cole putting a round on the board, but at a very dangerous time. They put a round on the board after winning 5, or after losing 5. And if they don't win here, won't be in the best place financially. They'll be able to afford like 2 rifles possibly. And we'll have a really half like forest broken by that we saw earlier in the half.
Big flash to start the round, and it's okay for Tarek with the way that he played that last one to try to play it aggressively on a 3 versus 1 to maybe get a few picks here and there. But like you said, it was easily stopped and quickly stopped by Complexity. This time, first casualty is going to be Complexity. Thankfully, from the op of JDM, dropping him early as flashes are coming in from both sides. So it's still a stalemate for them to try to execute. And looks like the attempt's going to be on the outside for Complexity. Nice shot by Semphis, though. 4 versus 4. It's a rifler down on each side, but still a double up setup. Plenty alive for Complexity. Automatic is looking for that pick at the back of the site. But CLG Blue are playing it very sneaky. Not really peeking out. FNS looking back towards the Z-shaped hallway. Automatic misses a shot, though. Cutler is going to decide to push up, and there's no backup coming in from Complexity. We're still holding back towards T-Con. Finally, Semphis takes him down. Sang's coming out from the ladder room to take down JDM. So that's the up down on the other side as well. Warden as well with a pick at the bomb train, and finally gets the bomb plant. 3 versus 1. Tarek says this time, I will not have enough money to try to push aggressively for some exits. So he will attempt to save his gun. So Complexity is going to be on the board with 2 rounds now out of 7, which is not so bad.
No, I mean, they win that second round in a row and they keep 2 ops. That's a really good sign for them. I mean, ratio-wise, if they keep this up, they win potentially 2 more rounds. And if we round it, maybe 5 in total. That's a really good T-side. So, and as it stands, they've won 2 in a row. 2 rifles. Not easy rounds to win. They've done it by hitting outer, and the trades have been really good.
The win in its position as well, after getting that kill from Sanks onto JDM into the alleyway, they just position themselves where Tarek cannot come back and try to salvage it back for the team. So if they want to try to go for another op this round, it's going to cost a lot of money on their side. For CLG, that is. So looking at it, they are going to go for a pistol / scout buy for the ones that weren't able to save their rifles for CLG Blue. And FNS played in close range, the way that you should play the CZ, trying to catch one off guard and miss a couple of shots. The toe sticking out, but does not connect onto Automatic.
So tough to build that CZ. Oh.
No, it's not. He just got 2 kills with it in the ladder room and manages to take the AWP. And then a leg shot, though. It does
The
not
trade
connect.
comes out, he holds ladder, and they have 2 kills. Wow, now there's only 3 players left on Cole.
Nice
One of them,
shot.
Semphis, actually gets 2 for himself. Cutler with the P250 gets a frag, and now it's 3v2.
But again, looking at it, it's a 2 versus 2 and another situation where you're coming up against a no armor buy.
Oh!
Now it's a 1 versus 1. Hayes
Semphis.
against Roka. Volley's being thrown.
P250, no armor.
Yeah, if Hayes wins this one, it's going to be another round that CLG is able to win with no armor. And he puts it on to 33 so far. Flash, fully blinded. Position given away in the back of the site. Roka's going to be the one fighting aggressively.
What a shot!
Hayes gets the headshot. Oh my God.
1 bullet would have put him off. Would have put his crosshair in the sky due to aim punch.
Yeah. A little bit of disappointment there, but this is basically the 3rd no armor by win for CLG in this series so far against Complexity. They should just go pistols this whole game. It's crazy how they're playing it so far. But still somewhat of a comfortable buy for Complexity. Warden runs through the smoke to get the kill onto Hayes, who wasn't even blinded at all. He manages to still come somewhat healthy out of that fight. Flash coming through the lineup, the first, traded out. And now the A site is pretty much open for business except for the double stack at Z. They cannot connect, and because of that, we've turned around.
Oh, with his last bullets. Wow.
1 versus 1.
What a headshot.
Finesse versus Automatic.
There's a lot of ways to
Oh,
play
no.
a 1v1. You can almost have the most fun on this map. Though, I don't know if FNS can actually hear. He can't.
No.
And,
Pretty sure usually you can, though, right?
Might assume that it's going to be an inner flank. Wow. Actually comes back to T-Con.
That's it.
And, wow, gets the frag, too. I mean, was that a read? It turns into a read. I don't think he hears a step.
Yeah, I think what you heard were the steps. And
Maybe the
thinking,
steps inner and someone called it for him. Like, hey, you heard something inner? Like
Yeah.
running T-Con?
So then he went into ladder room to maybe think that he was heading towards ladder. The footsteps that he heard. After he sees that it's clear, he's like, okay, 100%. It's going towards the T spawn. So he led back towards T-Con, wins that round. Close round for Complexity, but at the end of the day, it's going to be CLG Blues round, sorry, with a 7-2 score.
Another eco. Super important round from Cole. Tark, JDM opening it up. 3 left. Tark getting another shot. Man, that shot last round was nuts. He got traded out right after that, but
Can they get this plant? Last one remaining. Warden gets it.
worth. Well, CLG move into an 8-2 scoreline. Cole have come close, though. They've lost clutch rounds. They've lost very close rounds. They have won 2 rounds back-to-back, both of them being rifles. They've done it outside. They haven't really touched inside at all, and I wonder why that is. Maybe they have a good beat on the fact that CLG like to play a 2-3, meaning that outside is almost always weaker. But the more you hit outside while the 2-3 is being played and outside is being held, you're not going to change your setup. You're going to leave to inner in case they decide to change it up. So it's actually really rough for Cole because they're going outside on a read potentially, and then not being able to do something different because you can't expect CLG to change anything up.
GDM, though, getting the opener. And I think that's towards inner. Trades coming through from both sides, though. That's ladder room, alley as well. It's a 4 versus 3 in favor of CLG. We are committing towards the outside for Complexity. We have smoked out Z as well, so Sanks is going to try to clear out the A site. Looking back towards alley. That's some timing right there.
That was so close. Oh, they can hear him.
Yeah, now he's shot from the back, and really his teammates haven't moved forward, so they're really counting on him to try to get an opener. Now Semphis burns to death after getting the off shot out from, I think that was ladder room.
And it looks like Cole are kind of puttering to a halt here.
Okay,
Wow. All right.
that works.
That's one way to go.
Why not?
I actually didn't realize he was so low on health.
There you go,
I
Tim.
wanted to give you Tim's actually so nice. Whoa! That's just too much poking fun.
That's awesome. Back with the action. The save round coming in, and here's FNS. He's going to lob that incendiary grenade. Forces towards that lower. He'll probably get support from his team very soon. Indeed, it's JDM with the op. So it's not color after all. And that's 1 and 2. And nothing is going to work here for Complexity. Deagle Elise coming through from Roka, but the bomb is down. He still has to try to go pick it up and go for the plant. But CLG already had the rotation in at the inner site. It's going to be 10-2. With 3 more rounds remaining in the first half, and Complexity doesn't look like it's really their favorite map right now.
No, I mean, they had a lot of fight in the early rounds. Then they lost some really crucial rounds. FNS winning that 1v1, that's something to look back on, Very huge round, a 2-for-1. That could have been the difference between Cole having 4 rounds and 2. That's huge. On T side, that's enormous. Now, they still have a 3-round potential, but are their spirits drained? I mean, it seems like they're slowly starting to butter to a halt here. And I wonder if they're able to keep the motivation high, because it's important. Like, the half isn't over, and they could still definitely win. But now the picks are it just looks like CLG are just given picks.
Yeah.
Across the board.
It's all 1 versus 1s right now at this point. I mean, they did have a few rounds where CWL were able to set up with nice setups for trades, especially towards the outside, but this one definitely a little bit more sloppy for them to try to get the entries. So Tarek liking this spot, actually. He's done it before, but Semphis is already at the lower ramp. Here comes that peak, and Cutler pays the price. But you still have Finesse behind the wooden boxes, or behind the spools, rather.
Oh, whoa,
Nice
what a
tap.
shot, dude. FNS has been playing on fire. He's definitely been on fire like this land.
Actually, he's playing next to the fire.
Both. Tarek has also been hitting shots.
Yeah.
Hayes played out of his mind last map in OT. Cutler's been a rock outside.
So 11-2. 2 more rounds remaining in the first half. As Tarek still playing it aggressively, JDM going to work. Epox is spotted, but there's just so much crossfire set up for CLG, and Complexity just can't make it outside any choke point. And I think they're going to be pretty much on a broken bye for the last round here.
Yeah, I mean, almost seeing like Cole run out of ideas. I don't know if it really is like that. If they're just doing things that CLG are completely shutting down. But
Okay, it's not broken, sorry. They do have bonus money.
in their default, they lose the CLG pick after pick on that rush. They get melted. It seemed like they were fighting a lot harder early in this half. That's what it felt like.
If they're able to manage to get this third round, it'll be crucial right now for Cole. They still have that 1 minute advantage, but JDM says, no, I'm not going to miss the shot this time. I will miss this one against Automatic at Hell, but at least he knows that his opponent's pinned. Flash throw. He blinds himself. He peeks. And buys enough time actually for Roka to push up and flank him on the side. And then Warden taking on Taric towards the Z. Now Finesse is spotted from the ladder room, gets one, but then traded out. Complexity answers back.
Honestly, that's so much better than just 2 rounds. 3 is so much better with a pistol than
3
just 2.
is so much better than 2 rounds.
So much better.
It is. It is. Not in terms of like, yes, it's obvious, but at the same time, they're taking a CT side now.
Yeah, yeah. Because like the critical rounds, in my opinion, are the 12, 13, 14 mark. The 11, like the 11-4 is where you want to keep it most of the time on a CT sided map. Like at the 4 rounds T side. 3 is okay. 2 is like a complete failure. 1 is just like you lost the
You're
map
done.
already,
Yeah.
no matter what happens, even if you win the pistol. And then yeah, so I mean, like getting the 3rd round, it actually does mean something. If they win the pistol at 6, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you know, CLG are very close, they're playing very well. But if you play CT side properly, you don't make any mistakes, you get lucky on some of the rounds that you're supposed to, then you can actually come back. Like we've seen it happen many times.
And especially when you're looking at the fact that they have USPs versus Glocks on the pistol round. They could play it further back. They could play retakes as well towards the inner or towards the outside, depending how they want to go for that stack. Maybe a 4-man stack outside, 1 inside as well. But even just in general, things will be looking better for you with the rifles on long range in on CT side.
And I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries to Cole, and I want to apologize to Cole if it's true that they were trying that whole time. Maybe CLG were playing out of their minds, but like towards the end of the half, it looked like they were puttering out. You know, as just like a general overview of a spectator. But it could be, you know, simply an illusion. Maybe CLG were just honestly shutting down anything they were trying. You know.
Exactly, when they're looking at the pushes towards the outside. But again, we called it was like those 1 versus 1 single-man pushes, single-man peaks that just didn't work out. But we'll see what's going to happen in this second half. We are live on the pistol round. So Complexity on the CT side. Warden will be able to spot 2 quite fast here. But that smoke is going to give a chance for CLG to creep up a little bit closer towards that alley. On the overhead, we could see there at that mini-map, it's pretty much that 4-man stack that we called before. On this pistol round, 1 guy playing inner solo to try to play that retake. But CLG is looking to just go for this push outside. Through this smoke, the flash comes across.
Do we not have sound?
No, not right now. But Sanks is able to get 2 kills to start things off, and Warden as well, and they're completely denying it, shutting down CLG, and Warden gets the last one. And pistol round comes in favor of Complexity.
Well, they do. They clean it up. They shut it down. 4 rounds on the board. Is this the beginning of the end? There's so much to see from now on. There's so little to talk about. Everybody knows what happens when you win a pistol. You're supposed to win 2 more. CLG have made the decision to spend a little bit of money. Taric got head armor. He was the only one. That's kind of random. I wonder why he actually did that. Where are they going to put him? I guess he's just going to go in first. Maybe eat a nade.
And 4 FAMASas and a UMP for Complexity. The Deagle does not get the 1D onto Warden, but puts him low enough for him to fall back. And automatic to repeats. They're going to smoke and flash and just run through. Can they get anything more? Another flash pushing across, and Cutler is trying to go through the smoke. Finesse trying to do the same thing. Warden says, negative. GDM's now the last man standing, and this is a great round for Complexity. And I don't know if I guess it's a French show. It's Asterix and Obelisk.
Yeah.
When you're taking your sip and you get magical powers.
Yeah.
That's what Cutler's doing.
Yeah. He does look like he's from that era.
A huge Viking.
The Vikings.
So, no, but still a great round. They invested a lot for Complexity in terms of getting all FAMASas across the board, except for the UMP of Semphis. They don't lose anything at all. So the only thing they have to buy are grenades so far, if they need to replenish themselves. And It's going to be CLG going for the all-out push with the Tech 9s at the inner bomb site. Semphis stays alive to manage to take down one, but the bomb has been planted. Now FNS is the last man standing. Where is he? He's on the flank. He's only able to take down one. But that works well enough here for Complexity, and even for CLG. They get the plant, and I think the advantage here as well is that you're debating to see if you want to keep those FAMASas or not.
I wonder if, like, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, you're debating to see if you want to keep those FAMASas or not, because you know that there's a plant that happened from T side. Now they have AKs all across the board in an AWP. And I don't know, I just hate FAMASas. It's so hard to control that gun.
They're especially bad on train because of how far everything is. Like, at a distance, the damage fall off is going to be greater, and then the accuracy is going to be worse, and the spray is just ridiculous. So a lot of these things count against FAMASas.
So they have to play a little bit closer, and Semphis trying to push aggressively at the upper ramp to start things off. Spotted Cutler and decides to fall back right after. But Automatic still gets the first frag here of the round in favor of Complexity. And that was close towards that ladder room. And he's going to try to commit inside. A reflash coming through, and it's clear.
Wow. Now he's in a great position for a huge flank if they do congregate towards inner, and it seems like the bomb is going that way. Automatic simply doesn't have to do anything. He's actually low, though. He took a lot of damage just now. I'm not even sure how.
I think that was maybe a nade that came in from the ladder room. But at this point, where he's at, if there's a single footstep that's made, he'll be able to hear it. Call for the rotate. But from that mini-map, you see that nothing's moving at all. So they're still playing a two-man inside, though, but passively. One at Pop Dog, it's going to be Roka with the FAMAS. And one towards the Z-shaped hallway, which technically should be the op of Semphis. Molly being thrown towards the back, forcing Roka out. Automatic picked off by Hayes, and that's why I don't like FAMASas.
I don't even know how that happened. The bullets just look like they got absorbed or something.
And now Cutler catching
he
the
finds
Semphis
another.
midair. That sucks. But they're working towards the outside right now for CLG Blue. There's actually no time left on the clock, but they still managed to get the kill at the end of the day. That was so close.
Wow.
I think they should have checked that timer. If Warden actually ran away, that was their round.
I mean, Warden wouldn't assume that they couldn't get the bomb down, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it was really up to CLG to be like, I hope Warden is somewhere close so we can find him. I was on some like huge flank so we don't get embarrassed in like a few seconds when they realize we can't plant this bomb. That would have been a disaster. Cutler getting that 3K, that's huge. Honestly, Cole had such good positions. They had ladder control. I thought that the inner hit was just gonna get quick flanked and then ruined. Roka turns around on Cutler there and gets a revenge frag.
Well, to be able to get those FAMASas from the round before that they salvaged for 2 rounds, they have enough money to go for M4s
Oh,
this
was
time
Roka
here.
on burst? Was that what it is? Okay, that's what I thought it was originally.
Possibility, but
But I thought he was shooting and it just wasn't, I don't know.
yeah, he's still close range. And even if it was burst, I don't think he
shouldn't have
connected
been on
any
burst.
shots. Anyways, JDM getting the kill towards the alley, and
Oh.
he's trying to get the second one, and that should have connected somehow.
Semphis, the repick. Look, he's like just 55 damage from that. Wow.
And he stands still no matter what, like a deer in the headlights. Sangs then retaliates onto FNS, though it's a 3 versus 3. Sangs is just around the bomb, peeks out to no avail.
Oh my goodness. Pretty
Plant.
incredible. These trades. Hayes is going to get walked up on. Is anyone watching his cross, however? Oh, it looks like, wow, he just barely gets away with the plant.
Oh.
Wow, Roka almost turns that into 2 kills.
6
And-
HP left for Tariq.
And Sandwich, about to be mollied? Yeah, it is.
That's enough time for Automatic to move up here.
Oh my
Tariq is
God.
looking up. Great game sense there.
That was great by him, huh? Top of the train after mauling the bottom of it and getting the frag as well, 6 HP, even though Automatic knows that he's most likely hell.
Things are falling
A
apart
lot-
right now for Complexity.
Man, a lot of super close trades, and this is it. I mean, this is the grand final, second map. CLG take the first map in OT, and they're about to run away with the second one.
On Cole's map choice, JDM making it a little bit easier for CLG this round by getting that op pick with the spawn from T-Con. But we do have that pistol buy coming through from Complexity, so that's why you see this aggressive push. And actually, Sanks made it all the way towards T-Con. But he doesn't hear anything yet. Oh, look at that. Tark is just waiting. Any sidestep, that's it. So Sanks is going to play it a little bit smarter. He's just going to hold the angle. But another patient play by Tarek.
In this situation, like you're up this many rounds, and they know if Cole is going to be buying that they're not going to have much. They're going to make some aggressive play to try to make it 5v4, to try to get map control, to get really close with pistols, like all these things. Look, getting flashed in a T-Con. If they know that someone is going to be up close and they find the kill, they secure it and then they make it low enough to the point that they can execute together. Cutler ran down inner by himself, but that was the cause of rotation. So he ended up getting destroyed for it, but that's 3 players on a rotate and they don't have a plant outer.
It's planning for Ali. Automatic is going to move down with this team, but just went faster than the flash with Bloom. And
He tried to get him to turn from it instead of actually get blind by it.
And he says no. Especially when you're actually inside the ladder room, it doesn't really matter. Even if you're flash, you just aim straight, blind it, and there's such a narrow corridor that...
That is true. You most likely will get the kill anyway. So some people won't even turn. They'll just eat the flash, or they'll assume that you're going to jump down.
And spray.
That's definitely true.
But now there's still no money left for Complexity, and it is series point for CLG Blue to be crowned the first ever Northern Arena champions. So Complexity, off shot miss, but Warden goes with the Huandig onto Hayes.
Oh,
Key
nice
shot there from JDM onto Automatic as they're closing out towards the outside. Another one down for Complexity. Warden still inside the site trying to run across, missing the deagle shots. He's falling down. Roka's the last man standing with the Max 7 at Z-shaped hallway. This could be it. He's spotted, he's taken down, and Complexity loses this for CLG to be crowned the champions.
Nice save there.
Thank you.
CLG, the champions of Northern Arena. Hazed. Back from a wedding. Congratulations, Hayes.
You're tilting me with this. But yes, good games will be exchanged from both teams. Great teamwork in the end for CLG in the second map. I mean,
the trades were fantastic. The CT side trades were just equally fantastic. On T side, it's obviously more impressive because it's harder, and they managed to do it. They managed to just run away with it on T side.
yeah.
Played super awesome. Like,
no, definitely key plays, and especially that momentum really came by and carry it over from Mirage, from CLG's overtime as well. They were just unstoppable playing on the CT side of Train. Right?
Yep.
You're not listening to me again.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Yes, so this means that we're going to have $10,000 guaranteed won for CLG Blue. Second place Complexity with $5,000. Third and fourth place, shared by Splice and by Nexus.
Yeah.
So it's actually a great weekend after all for a PUG team, for Nexus, right? And as well for Splice. Was it their first event together as well, a LAN event for Splice/Follow Esports?
For Splice, I think it was their first LAN together. Yeah. Stewie's second LAN ever too.
Yeah.
I think. And then.
And a lot of people are actually questioning Stewie of how he was going to do this event. And
played fantastic.
Exactly. Great job to him. But we couldn't do this without the great support, though, of the Canadian Video Game Awards. So I think we're going to have to actually close out the stream, make sure they get everything done for the awards. Exactly.
Thank you,
CSGO
CSGO Lounge.
And also thank you to everybody that worked hard here for the CEA, the Cyber Entertainment Agency, that actually worked hard for admitting, setting up, and also working the production here. So we couldn't do it without you guys, and especially the fans as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out throughout the delays as well. But Launders, I think this has been a successful first event.
Yeah, it was great. The venue, even though the players weren't even too upset about the initial delays. It's really about, if you can run smoothly after you figure everything out. That's when it feels okay. And so we got off to a late start, but the venue is so nice. It's a beautiful place. I love the view behind us. I think this is great. I think the players are very happy about the stage.
And I love the view that I have on my left. Launders, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to CLG. Again, big thank you to you guys on the Twitch stream. Big thank you to those guys that hung out towards the arena. And also to our sponsors, Asus and CSGO Lounge. So for us and the rest of the CA crew, we wish you guys a great afternoon and evening, and we'll see you next event.